Jeez. Holy cow.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Test. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I got him. Yep. All right. Make sure the stream is going. And we will roll here in 2 minutes. Yes. Oh, my bad. I didn't switch that. True.
And next up, Carterville cheer team will perform their homecoming routine for you.
Cool beans, man.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, dude, Heather's businesses went crazy.
Good.
Just absolutely nuts. We signed that deal with the Marion Farmers Market. She's been there 12 weeks, sold out 9 of the 12.
Outstanding.
And she's picking up vendor events all over Southern Illinois now. I know she impressed the heck out of Crown Line.
Yeah, did a good job.
Yeah, she did a really good job there.
1 minute, please.
Carterville 1 and 3, right?
Yep. AJ's 2 and 2. Jesus. Hey, if you're watching online, hello. Hope you have a great night. Hopefully our stream will hold tonight, too. Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Dave McKenzie at Carterville High School, where it is homecoming night for the Carterville Lions. Joining me tonight, my partner Scott Hudson is on assignment. He's actually going to be doing play-by-play for Marion this evening. Had some illness hit the broadcasting team, so I called in my friend Carl Lang. Carl, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you. Carl, longtime friend, but a Carterville Lion fan, and was an assistant coach for a couple of years, and glad to have you help me out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a great opportunity. It's something that we've talked about in the past and just didn't work out. So, yeah, tonight I'm excited, man.
Well, tonight is a very, very important game for these Carterville Lions. They come into tonight's game 1 and 3 on the season after last week's Friday night drubbing at DuQuoin 41-0. Coach Dennis Dress will never say, rarely will he say it's a must-win game. I said to him, this is a must-win game. And he says, well, it's close. And it is a game in which Carterville does need to get the win over AJ.
Absolutely. Teams are have something to prove and something to go after.
Absolutely. And they AJ's coming off of back-to-back wins, looking for their third win of the season. And, you know, one thing you talk about with the Carterville Lions, their schedule is so heavy on the front end. You know, you start off, Benton is always a great game, just a good test to see what you have early on. But then week 2, you jump right into Heron. Week 3, you have Murfreesboro. Week 4, you have DuQuoin. And then week 5, this is as tough a test as any of them when you take on Brett Dietery and these AJ Wildcats.
Absolutely. You know, when you look at the success of Murfreesboro recently, you look at DuQuoin's tradition and their success. Obviously, Heron has great tradition, great success. And then, you know, you get into AJ, it's the same thing. And, I mean, it's a gauntlet the first 5 weeks of the season. And, you know, it'll tell you what you're made of.
Absolutely. I like that it is loaded front heavy on the schedule. And, you know, but then this year, week 9, don't forget Carterville is traveling to Effingham to take on the Hearts at Effingham, and that's a much bigger school. Just by itself is going to be tough to overcome, but they can do it. But they need to get things going tonight against this Anna-Jonesboro Wildcat. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, where they offer a variety of personal and business banking services. You can find out more. Go to their website, tboc.com, member FDIC. Equal housing lender. About 10 minutes away from kickoff, we're going to go on and take our first break. I had a chance to talk to Coach Dennis Drust about this Anna-Jonesboro game, and you'll hear from him next on our pregame show here on News Radio WJPF. Bring it to me when he's done. You heard it from Coach Dennis Drust, how important this game is for the Carterville Lions. And, Carl, this AJ team, last year made the semis, the Class 3A semis. They were so tough. They went 12-1. Just a good quarterback, and it seems like everybody else is back except for that running back and the quarterback, and now they're really starting to get things put together.
Absolutely, yeah. And you look at it, they brought back 4 of the 5 linemen of that team.
Yeah.
And anytime you have that kind of continuity up front, if you remember a couple of years ago, Carterville had that where they had the same basic offensive line 2 or 3 years in a row, minus 1 or 2 guys. And when you have that continuity up front, as soon as your special guys figure it out, your quarterback, your fullback, as soon as they get the idea of what's going on, you become a really dangerous team really fast.
Carterville should be healthy again, back healthy tonight. Matt Jones is available. Nick Kralis, talked to him before the game. He says he's 100%. That's huge for the Carterville Lions, as Matt Jones was the relief for Lazinski at Heron, did a fantastic job in that second half. And then you have Kralis, the fastest man on the team, and he's going to be needed tonight as well, because you never know which direction the ball is going to come out of that AJ backfield with what they run.
Absolutely, and that's one of the big keys to the option offense and trying to defend it. You have to trust each other. You have to trust your assignments. You have to know what your responsibility is, and that's going to be very important tonight.
We're going to go on and take our final break on our Coldwell Banker pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff as the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats take on the Carterville Lions. Homecoming night at Carterville here on News Radio WJPF. Back at Carterville High School on a Friday night as the choir from Carterville High School performing the national anthem. Well done. As always, homecoming night here for the Lions as you hear the cannon on the hill. And that means extended halftime show tonight, be about 20 minutes or so, as we are preparing to take on the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats here on homecoming night against the Carterville Lions. A week ago, the Lions, Carl, were on the road at DuQuoin, and it was all DuQuoin. After the first, Carterville, the first quarter had DuQuoin pinned deep in their territory the entire first quarter, and at the end of one, it was only 6-0 DuQuoin, but then missed tackles, couldn't run the offense, and then DuQuoin got their running back, Milam, going. He had the 88-yarder, the 91-yarder. They just put Carterville away.
Absolutely. When you look at it, like you said, Carterville had plenty of chances in the beginning, in the first quarter. They pinned them deep a couple of times. They couldn't capitalize on it. There was a turnover. They couldn't capitalize on that either. And then once DuQuoin took over and figured out how to get that running game going, arm tackles aren't going to stop that kid.
No, and I tell you what, the key play of the game for me was in the first quarter, Carterville had DuQuoin pinned at their own 10. It was 2nd and 40 from their own 10, and a 40-yard and 2-inch run got the first down, and then 5 plays later, DuQuoin scores that first touchdown. If Carterville could have pinned them there, I think it changes the entire complexity of the game, and who knows? But they have to turn it around tonight, and the key word that you heard from Coach Dennis Drust in that interview with him a while ago is respond. How are these Lions going to respond? We're getting ready to find out. As both teams are heading out onto the field, Carterville won the toss, but they deferred, so Anna-Jonesboro will have the ball to start the first half, and Colin Lazinski and his orange shoes, who I appreciate wearing orange shoes like he does. He is to our right. Carterville in the home blues. AJ in the white jerseys with the blue pants, the blue lettering. I appreciate being able to see very well. It kind of helps a whole lot. But we are set for Carterville Lions football here on News Radio WJPF. Don't forget you can watch on YouTube as well. Just search Anna-Jonesboro at Carterville as Lazinski has it teed up at the 40-yard line. The orange shoes take 3 steps forward, and we are underway. A nice kick from Lazinski into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. And AJ will start from their own 25-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. A certified York dealer, and they service all brands. Call 985-2502 or visit online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Carl, they are led by AJ, are led by their quarterback, Connor Gerald's the senior, the 5'10", 165-pound senior, and they'll run Reed Morrison out of the backfield and Kyle McMahon as well. They come out with one receiver spread to the right as Gerald's under center gives it to his running back out across the 27, 28, maybe out to the 29-yard line on the carry. That was Darian Crisp with the carry.
Yeah, and when you look at that, that was just a straight fullback dive. There wasn't they ran the motion to it, but they're trying to just feel out the front of Carterville. They're trying to see what they got, what they can get to. If they can get to the second level, how fast can they get to the linebackers and get them blocked.
Gain of 1 on the carry by Crisp as Gerald's works from under center, which is odd for high school football. A lot of them work from the shotgun. It's the give to the fullback. He runs through the first set of tacklers, gets another yard or 2, and that's going to be enough for a first down for Anna-Jonesboro.
Justin Cross was in there, and I tell you what was really good about that. Assignment football, when you've got the option and you're facing it, you've got 2 guys taking everything, 2 guys on the dive, 2 guys on the quarterback, 2 guys on the pitch. And that was a great job of taking out the quarterback and not allowing him and the fullback to mesh well.
That's containment. That's what you're talking about, is they have to keep the AJ offense contained. Again, they spread 1 man to the right. That is receiver John Ligon as Gerald's takes it or keeps it. Gives it to his running back out across the 50, down across the 40 to about the 30-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds. Once again, that is Damian Crisp, the 5'11", 220-pound senior running back for Brett Dietering.
What they're going to do there, that was a fullback, what they call like a slant or a fullback cross. Essentially, he's not even going to take a jab step like a trap. He's going to slant across the backside of the center, and they're going to just down block and kick. They're not even pulling anyone. It's a quick hitter designed to get what they just got.
And they got a lot as they have the ball at the Carterville 33-yard line. 1st and 10, 10:55. Left in the first quarter. It's the give to the second man through as he takes it out to about the 30-yard line. Short gain of about, we'll say 4 or so, bringing up 2nd down and 6 for AJ.
And what you're seeing here is that experienced offensive line of Anna right now. It's kind of jumping up and punching Carterville in the mouth. They're getting off the ball first, and they're getting to their blocks. And they're also able to get up to the second level.
Carterville notoriously a bend but don't break defense, and they're going to have to bow up right here to stop Anna-Jonesboro as Connor Gerald's works from under center, gives it to us. No, he's going to keep it, and he's spun down by Colin Lazinski at about the 32-yard line. Big tackle by Lazinski as he got up high on Gerald's.
That was an excellent job, and his responsibility there was the quarterback, and they tried to run a little midline there, a triple off of it, and he snuffed it out almost immediately.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 8 from the 31. As spreading out wide to the left will be Cameron Tweedy. They keep everybody in tight. Tight end steps back in the slot. Gerald's puts a man in motion. He's going to keep it, and he's wrapped up once again by Lazinski, where he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Talked about that bend but don't break defense. It's 4th down for Anna-Jonesboro.
Absolutely, man. You see that. You see the two guys go through. They blew up the fullback. There was no chance to give there. And the guys responsible for the cue were right behind it and swallowed him before he could get to the pitch.
Lazinski's been in the backfield the last 2 plays, almost like he designed the play to know exactly what's going on. And so it's 4th and 12. It looks like AJ's going to go for it. They have it at the 34-yard line of the Carterville Lions. As Gerald's breaks huddle, has one man spread to the right. Once again, they put a man in motion, fake the pitch to the jet back, throws it deep down across the middle. That is going to be incomplete, and Carterville forces the change of possession. Holding on 4th and 12, and it's going to be Carterville football.
That was an excellent job, too. They got a good pass rush. Everybody stayed home with it. The guy was covered down the middle of the field, and the ball was thrown way behind him. But it was a great job, and it even looked like one of the Carterville defensive linemen was held on the way through. No flag, but anyway, in any case, holding on 4th and 12 is a great achievement there.
So that brings Keaton Petska and the offense of the Carterville Lions to the field. They spread Dylan Moore out to the right. Near side is Nick Kralis, as it's the give to Lazinski. He just keeps backpedaling. He's hitting the backfield, and he was lucky. He pushed his way back out to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Carterville.
Carterville come out with a tight right set with one split and tried to run to that side. Obviously, that's the strong side of the formation. It looked like there was a blitz with the left outside linebacker. Couldn't tell, but it blew it up right at the line of scrimmage.
Steve McKenzie with Carl Lang. Scott Hudson on assignment, calling the Marion game tonight. We'll update scores as we get those this evening. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. Petska from the shotgun gives it to Matt Jones, where he's wrapped right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and actually may have lost a yard. Actually, they're going to say it was a gain of a half a yard, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Carterville.
Big number 72, Dylan Cunningham there for Anna.
He was right there, wasn't he?
Blew that up. There was no chance of that happening.
Lions look toward head coach Dennis Drust, who stands at the 27-yard line. Signals in the play, has the headset mic up top. Lions are ready to go. Petska has 2 in the backfield with him off his left hip. It's the give to Lazinski. He powers his way forward for about 1 or 2, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Carterville. They're going to have to punt.
Yeah, they can't give up this type of field position here. If it was 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, you might entertain it. But at 4th and 7, 4th and 8, you got to get the ball out of here, kind of reverse the field position a little bit.
4th and 7 from the 37 for the Lions. Lazinski does the punting for the Lions. He stands back at about the 25-yard line. AJ dropped 2 back at about the 23-yard line, ready to take the punt. 7:12 on the first quarter clock. Lazinski gets it, and the punt heads across midfield, goes out of bounds, hit off the side of his foot. He's usually pretty steady when he punts the ball, but that one off the side of the foot gets away from him. Marion leads their game 7-0. Murfreesboro leads Heron 6-0 in the first. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Coming up, October 31st is the next big event in Carterville. That's the Pumpkin Path that takes place, and it's a pretty cool event, and invite everybody to come out and see that, as AJ has the football once again at the 7:05 mark. As Gerald gives it to his big fullback, that is number 35, Justice Costal, with the carry. Not much, about a 3-yard gain, I guess, on the play.
And what they came out with there, Dave, we kind of talked about it before the game. They come out with an overloaded formation. They moved the tight end to the wide receiver side and covered him up, and then they also had the fullback on that side. So it was an overload, and they just tried to outman you at the point of attack.
2nd and 6 from the 43, 6:37 on the clock. Again, they split out. Cameron Tweedy to the right side this time. Gerald's works from under center, put a man in motion. That is Reed Morrison, but it's a give to the fullback, and he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by that defensive line for the Carterville Lions. I even see Colin Lazinski in the middle of that as he gets up, as they only give about a half-yard gain on the carry.
Yeah, what's really impressive right now, Carterville's linebackers are flowing very well. If they can keep the offensive line of Anna from getting to the second level, these guys move to the football pretty quick. They do a good job.
And, Carterville's defense, Coach talked about it after DuQuoin. They played well, and they give the offense good field position. They just can't take advantage of it. 3 options in that backfield as it is Morrison with the carry, and he picks up about a yard and a half. It's going to force another 4th down decision for Coach Brett Dietering. They have it at the 45.
That was a pretty good job there on the outside, guys, and we actually had a D lineman come through and miss the tackle. But again, talking about that 2 guys on each assignment, there was another guy right there waiting for him.
So, AJ, they're going to go for it. The ball sets on their own 45-yard line. Gerald's under center.
Oh, no, they're punting.
Oh, no, they do. They actually missed the punter, so they are going to kick it away as Nick Kralis takes it at about the 20-yard line and carries it out to about the 30. Actually, that was Bryce Anderson on the carry. So it's going to be Carterville football with 4:52 showing on the clock. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702. Proud sponsors and supporters of your Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members, better life for all. Back and forth. Nothing really big. AJ had the one big run by Morrison. The Carterville has it now, 1st and 10 from their own 30. Petska, he's going to keep it off the left side across the 30, the 35, and he's drugged down from behind. Nice tackle on the play by Anna-Jonesboro's Kyle McMahon.
Yeah, that was a good job, pursuit angle, and he was able to get there and get him. If Prescott gets around that guy, he's got a pretty good open field there. There was only one more guy in front of him.
Absolutely. He could have had a good first down, but actually was stopped after a gain of just 3 as he was pulled down from behind. Checking into the game for the Lions, Mason Hunsberger. He heads out to the right side. They have one receiver spread to the left. That's Bryce Anderson. Petska takes the snap. He's going to keep it. And I think he kind of bobbled the ball a little bit as he fell forward across the line. A gain of about a yard for the Lions, bringing up 3rd and long once again for Carterville.
It's interesting. Carterville's come out in the same formation all 5 plays so far that they've ran, with the exception they obviously flipped the tight end to the field side the play before.
We'll see what they do here. 3rd and 6 from the 34. Petska looks to throw, felt pressure, throws it across the middle, incomplete, and Petska got popped, and a flag comes in late. It sets at the 48-yard line. I got to give credit to Petska. He hung right in there. He had to see that defender bearing down on him. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. The flag again sets at the Carterville 48. The officials get together and talk about their dinner plans. 3:37 remaining. Steve McKenzie with Scott Hudson with Carl Lang. Sorry, Scott's. That's so. I'll do that again, I promise.
That's all right. That's a compliment.
Holding, defensive holding on Anna-Jonesboro. Carterville will take that. That's the first penalty of the game, and it comes at the 3:37 mark.
And you mentioned Pesca hanging in there. That guy came in completely unblocked. There was nobody near. It was a blitz, maybe a missed assignment on a blitz pickup or something. But he came in completely unblocked, and to deliver that ball where it was somewhat catchable is impressive.
10-yard penalty is going to give Carterville a first down. 1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line. So that helped out the Lions. This will be the 5th play of the drive for Carterville. It's the give to Lazinski out the left side, the 45, the 50, across the 40 to the 30, 20. Can they catch him from behind? No, they cannot. That is Colin Lazinski with a 56-yard touchdown run for your Carterville Lions.
That was a great play, and if you looked at it, I noticed right when they lined up, there was a big split between the guard and the center, and I thought that was kind of odd, and then they hit right where they did that big split. I don't know if they tried to blitz and hit it, and it was picked up well. He got through the linebacker, broke a tackle, and then he was off to the races.
3:28 on the clock. Colin Lazinski with a 56-yard touchdown run. Carterville takes the lead at the 3:28 mark. Lazinski can't even catch his breath. He has to take his orange shoes and kick the field goal. Anderson with a hold. The kick is up. The kick is good. Colin Lazinski gets the Carterville Lions on the board here early, 7-0 after the extra point. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
I'm just a little bashful.
We'll do it.
Okay. For the Lions. Devin Tolliver and Kyle McMahon back for the Wildcats.
Colin Lazinski, a 56-yard touchdown run to give Carterville the early lead in this game with 3:28 remaining in the first quarter. Lazinski has it teed up at the 40, kicks it off from right to left, drives it into the end zone, and it's going to be the second touchback kickoff for Colin Lazinski. What a nice run. Nice job blocking by the line to get Lazinski through there, and Carterville gets on the board here first in this ball game.
Yeah, they hit the hole hard. It was a downhill run, and right off the bat, you could see, like I said, when I saw it, I knew that there was going to be something different, and they hit it hard. He broke a tackle, got into that second level, and then it was him and one guy, and he made that one guy miss.
Anna-Jonesboro has the ball at their own 20-yard line. 3:28 remaining here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20. Geralds brings his squad to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they run one wide receiver to the right. They put a man in motion. Geralds is going to keep it across the 25, the 25 rather, out to about the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2 now for the Wildcats.
Dylan Moore comes up to make the stop there from the second position in the secondary. You know, and that again, it just goes back to that option assignment. You've got quarterback, that's who you've got to have. They faked to the fullback. We had him covered, but the quarterback was able to get a nice gain there.
The word that Coach Dennis Trust used in our pregame was response. How is this team going to respond after the loss a week ago at DuQuoin? So far, so good early on in this contest. 2nd and 2, Gerald's turns, gives it to his fullback. That is Reed Morrison. He falls forward enough for a first down, picks up just a little bit more. It's going to move the change, 1st and 10 for Anna-Jonesboro.
Julian Harshbarger stepped in there and made the tackle on that, and that was the exact same play they broke the long run on the last time. And this time Julian stayed home. He didn't get washed out, and he was able to step back down and close that from a 25-yard gain to a 2-yard gain.
Reed Morrison's a big boy, 6'3", 215 coming out of that backfield. He just covers up the ball, and you got to poke your head in there and try and get him on the turf. 2:35 as the clock ticks in the first quarter. Morrison takes it again across the 38, out across the 40, where he's wrapped up by a herd of Carterville Lions. Right at the 40, they're going to give him another yard to 41, so it's going to be 2nd down now and 2 for AJ.
It's almost like Anna's offensive line took offense to the fact that we scored.
Yeah.
You know, they're coming out with a vengeance here. I mean, they're blowing them off the ball and everything. They could fall forward for 3 or 4 yards right now.
Morrison wears number 28. You also hear us announce Kyle McMahon. He runs out of the backfield, but they spread Nick Proctor out to the left side. He's out across the far hash. Gerald's takes the snap. He's going to keep it, follows his fullback right up the middle, gets out near midfield, and that's enough for a first down. Once again, that is the second first down for these Wildcats.
And on that play, it looked like it was just a fullback follow. It wasn't an option play. He just kind of faked to the fullback and tucked in.
Got on his hip, followed him right across the middle. Beautiful night in Southern Illinois. Thought we were going to have to deal with some rain, coming into today. But the rain was this morning. It is gorgeous out tonight for high school football. As Gerald's handed it off to Damian Crisp. He picked up about 4 on the carry.
Eric, is it Bybee?
Bybee.
Eric Bybee, yeah.
Yep.
He come up and made a play there on that, With again, it looks like Anna is just blowing us off the ball. They're beating us to the point of attack, and they're able to get to our linebackers.
They have the ball in Carterville territory at the 47-yard line. Gerald's takes the snap, he's going to keep it off the right side across the 45, the 40, the 35, and he's spun down right at the 29-yard line. Nice run by the quarterback, Connor Geralds, as he came off this right side.
That was an overload to the left. They were unbalanced to the west side of the field, and that was a simple, I'm going to fake this way, and then I'm going to see if I can outrun you to the sideline.
And he did.
Yep.
As it was a gain of about 18 for Gerald's, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 17 seconds on the play clock. Great crowd for homecoming night here with the Carterville Lions. As it's the give to the fullback.
And that was a great job there, that assignment football. It was a straight give. It was a straight dive, but we had 2 guys right on the fullback as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage. But again, this downhill running, you see that. We met him at the line of scrimmage. He still gained 2.5, 3 yards.
2nd and 8 from the 27. 11 seconds remaining. As we're going to head to the quarter. It is 7-0. Carterville on top of the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. Second quarter action is next on News Radio WJPF.
AJ Wildcats 0. Please direct your attention to the south end zone for a special presentation. Carterville Athletic Booster Club would like to thank Fred Calcaterra and Family Drugs as tonight's game sponsor. To recognize Family Drugs' contribution and support, Athletic Director Brett Dial is presenting a commemorative game ball to Brista Barrington from Family Drugs. Thank you, Fred and Brista and Family Drugs, for your support.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. It's Dave McKenzie with Carl Lang joining me tonight, filling in for Scott Hudson, doing a nice job this Lions broadcast. It is brought to you by Southern Illinois Healthcare, dedicated to the communities we serve. Call 866-744-2468 or go online, visit SIH.net. Carterville leads at 7-0 after the 56-yard touchdown run from Colin Lazinski. That came at the 3:28 mark. The extra point was good. Lazinski with that, 7-0, but AJ has the ball. This is going to be the 10th play of the drive for Coach Brett Dietering, as now they've flipped sides. They're moving from right to left here now at Lions Field, as it is Gerald's. Gives it to Cassat, as he is off the right side, off the right end, down to about the 21-yard line. Short of a first down, going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Wildcats.
And that's the second time that they've ran that counter back away from all the motion and all the action. And the linebacker did a good job of staying at home. It shuts it down, brings up a 3rd and short, but it's manageable. And again, you talk about bend and don't break. That's what we're doing right now. 11-play drive is a tough drive to keep going.
3rd and 1 from the 20. Gerald's has one in the backfield, put a man in motion. Gerald's gives it to Morrison, and he pounds his way out to about the 13-yard line, enough for an Anna-Jonesboro Wildcat, and they just keep this drive rolling.
I'll tell you what, it's impressive. They got 3 backs that can all carry the ball and do very well, and then the running back does a really good job, or the quarterback, of distributing the ball to them. And
they're all similar sizes, too. They're big boys coming out of that backfield, and there's a lot of confusion defensive with the handoff as we have a whistle. Timeout being taken by Coach Dennis Drest and these Carterville Lions. We'll take a break as well. 7-0 Carterville over AJ on News Radio WJPF.
Carterville boosters are selling 50-50 raffle tickets tonight. Please find one of your Carterville boosters working through the crowd in order to purchase a ticket.
Carterville had to take a timeout. Everybody's ready to go. Coach Brett Dietering has his offense on the field. It is 1st and 10 from the 12. Gerald's turns and gives it to Damian Crisp. He bangs his way down inside the 5-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but they've got it at 2nd and goal from the 3.
Yeah, that was that fullback slant again. I mean, when you get a kid he's that size and he runs like that, that's a tough play. All you got to do is get a seal block there on the tackle, and you've got to flow over the top and make it. And Carterville right now is just not getting there as fast as they need to.
This is just a drive it down your throat type drive by Anna-Jonesboro as they have the ball at the 3-yard line. It's the give to the jetback, and he falls down. That is Reed Morrison, who lost his footing. He's brought down at the 5. Be nice if Carterville could get a stop here.
Absolutely.
You know, 3rd down and 3.
The turf monster jumped up and
yeah,
right there. He had a head of steam, and I think he tried to put his foot in the turf and take off, and it just didn't do it.
3rd and 3 from the 5. 3rd and 3 from the 5 for the Wildcats. Gerald's shifts a man to the right side, turns and gives the ball to Damian Crisp, and he fights his way, no signal. They're going to say he was short. Not short by much because there's not that much green till you hit the goal line.
It is a first down.
It is a first down. But that ball, the tip of the ball has got to be a half inch from the line. First down, though. Bend it, but don't break right here, boys. There's not a lot of room for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. The clock rolls at 9:40 remaining in the 2nd. Gerald's is going to keep it, falls forward, touchdown. Anna-Jonesboro, a 1-yard run for Gerald's. And they are on the board now. It's 7-6. Carterville with the lead. 9:33 left in the 2nd quarter.
And defensively, this is honestly what you got to do when you're facing an option team. You want to make them do 13, 14, 15 play drives because inevitably you're playing on the fact that they're going to make a mistake somewhere in those plays.
So on to do the kicking, Noah Treese, number 57, puts his foot into it. The kick is good, and we are all tied up at 7. At the 9:33 mark of the first half, all tied up. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
One more reminder, the Little Lions cheer camp participants should enter the south gate of the football field at the beginning of halftime. They will perform after after the band's halftime show and after the attendance and queen candidates are introduced.
Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang on the color this evening, where AJ just tied the score. The 1-yard touchdown run from Connor Geralds. The extra point was good to tie it up. Carterville's going to have the ball with about 9.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. The kick is taken by the Lions at about the 10-yard line, off the hands of the receiver. That is
On the return.
Nick Brown, I believe, on the carry. No, I'm sorry, that was Carson Pearson. He picks it up, and Carterville's going to start with the ball at about the 17-yard line. Don't forget, we've got our halftime show coming up here in just a few minutes. It'll be our Family Drug halftime show. 20 minutes on the halftime today because it's Carterville homecoming. So we'll have an extra chance to talk about that. Carterville Junior High, they are having a heck of a year in baseball, in softball. We'll chat about that. Girls golf did well this week, and we'll give you an update on what's going on with Carterville sports that's happened this week. 9:26 on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 17. Petska at quarterback gives it to Matt Jones. He bangs his way out to about the 20. Going to be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Lions.
And this is something that Carterville is going to have to come back and not necessarily answer with points. I mean, you'd like, obviously, to score every time that you possess the ball. But the main thing is to not let Anna come right back on the field.
Exactly. Need a long, sustained drive. It would be nice if we could have a 14-play drive like AJ just had. That would control the clock here in the second. Petska takes the snap from the shotgun. He's going to keep it off the left side across the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, midfield. Can he make it all the way? One man has a chance to the 20, 10, touchdown, Keaton Petska. That is an 80-yard touchdown run for the Carterville quarterback.
And, I mean, we'll take that as well. You know, when you come around that, all that was a simple option play. He pulled it. Everybody crashed down on the fullback. They ran that play half a dozen times in the first half, and he's always give it. And this time he pulled it, and there was nobody out there.
Wow, what a nice run. YouTuber, sorry I didn't move the camera. Is what it is. As you can take my word for it. He scored the touchdown. 8:46 on a Friday night. 13-0. Keaton Petska, the quarterback, an 80-yard touchdown run. Colin Lazinski is on for the extra point. As the right footer is a defender jumps, that's going to move the ball up to about the 1. Will Coach Dennis Druss consider going for 2?
Yeah, that's something you definitely want to think about, especially in a game like this. If you go for 2 and you make it, now you're putting pressure on them that they either have to keep that up or trust that they're going to get one more possession than they do.
Lazinski moves his kicking tee up 1 yard, so that answered that for us. 13-7 after the 80-yard touchdown run from Keaton Petska. 8:46 on the second quarter clock. The kick is up. The kick is good, and it is 14-0. Boy, what a big play that is for the Carterville Lions. It's 14-7. Lions on top of the Wildcats. We'll be back. More Lions football next on News Radio WJPF. Wow, that was huge.
That was massive.
Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang. Joining me tonight, Scott Hudson on assignment. 14-7, the Lions lead it. 80-yard touchdown run from the quarterback, the senior quarterback for the Lions, Keaton Petska. Carterville is going to kick off to Anna-Jonesboro. They have two men inside the 5 to our right. AJ in their road whites, Carterville in the home blues. Lazinski puts his foot into it from the 40 and kicks it short at about the 6-yard line. It's taken there, out across the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, where he is going to be brought down just short of the 35-yard line. Nice return by Anna-Jonesboro. They're going to have it at the 33-yard line.
You know, one thing going back to the touchdown run, that wide receivers don't get a lot of credit sometimes for blocking. There was an excellent block by the wide receiver downfield there. It didn't hold, got in his way, stayed inside, and was able to seal the block and get Pesca around the end. And then once he did, there was no catching him. He was off to the races.
He had one man that had a shot at him, but Petska is so fast once he gets to the outside, and that's what gave Carterville the 7-point lead as they lead it 14-7. AJ now working from right to left. Gerald's under center. He's going to keep it where he's wrapped up. Nice job defensively by the Carterville Lions. Didn't see the number on that, but that was a nice job getting in the backfield. Bailey Hicks with the tackle.
And that was a new formation. They haven't ran that yet tonight. That was a trips formation. It kind of, I mean, you call it like a trips or a trio. 2 split receivers, one on the ball, one off, and then they also had the wing to that side. And then they ran to that side. So that's something, and again, they're just going to formation you to death and try to do the same things.
Yep. They'll formation you, but it all looks the same in the backfield. And when the quarterback takes the snap, he's got 3 options right there. And he can keep it himself. This time he hands it off to, that is Reed Morrison, Kyle McMahon with the carry out to about the 35-yard line. Lazinski with the stop. It's bringing up 2nd down. 3rd and 8, rather, for Wildcats.
And that was the counter. They came back to the counter. The linebacker stayed home, did well, and they didn't get a good kick-out block on the defensive end like they wanted, I think, there, because he was able to squeeze it down and turn it back upfield.
7:25 remaining in the half. Gerald's puts a man in motion. That's Morrison. Now he looks to throw. Throws it deep down the middle. Man wide open over the top of his hands. Incomplete. Bring it up 4th down and 8 now for Anna-Jonesboro. Nice play. He was wide open.
Good play action pass. He had a couple steps on the defender. The ball was just overthrown. And, you know, sometimes you'll set half a quarter's worth of plays up for that play, you know, and you swing and you miss. You take the home run chance and you missed. And, you know, don't be surprised if we don't see that again coming up.
Because it was open. It was wide open. So the Wildcats are forced to punt. Punter stands at the 23-yard line. Waits on the ball. Takes the snap. Oh, nice push to push the up block in toward the punter. And there's a fair catch that's taken by Carterville at the 20-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank at Carterville's Carterville Banking Center. Proud to be a locally owned and operated bank. Stop by and visit the friendly and professional staff at the Carterville Banking Center, 200 West Plaza Drive in Carterville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Lazinski had a heck of a push there. If the punter held onto the ball for another half a second, he would have been eaten as up.
Yeah, he was. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 20. Dennis Dress talks to his offensive team. They make their way from the sideline.
It's going to be interesting to see what he calls here, first play off of that 80-yard run.
Will they do it again? I'd go right back to it. No, they give it to Matt Jones. He's off the left side, out across the 24 to about the 25-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 now for Carterville.
Same formation, and basically they've seen something on that on the right side of the Anna line of the offensive left, because it's basically the same type of play. It was a power give, and they were able to kick out and wash down and get 5 or 6 yards.
Petska, he always works from the shotgun, takes the snap. He gives it to Lazinski. He's hitting the backfield where he has to fight his way back toward the line of scrimmage. I don't know who that was. I believe it was actually number 15, Noah Hobson. Oh, Kyle McMahon with the stop.
Yeah, he came through there like a freight train.
3rd and 6 for Carterville from the 24-yard line. 14-7. Lions lead it. Keaton Petska, an 80-yard touchdown run to give the Lions the 7-point lead. Lazinski in the backfield, as is Matt Jones. It's the give to Jones. Tries to get to the outside, and he's spun down from behind inside the 20-yard line. Actually, that's Nick Kralis.
Yeah, they're going to have to go ahead and punt here. They're honestly lucky they didn't get a legal procedure. The receiver here on this side was not set. He was rocking in his stance when the ball was snapped. But regardless, they probably would have declined it. You know, it's 4th down, and they got a loss on there. So hopefully they get a good punt out of here and get good coverage and make another defensive stop.
The ball's on the right hash. The snap is high to Lazinski. He puts his foot into it, gets the punt away, hits it the Carterville 48. AJ gets a nice bounce as it holds up there. It's going to be down at the 47-yard line. So AJ's going to have it in Carterville territory here with 5:15 remaining in the first half. 14-7. Let's see if we can get a couple of updated scores. Heron and Murfreesboro, they're tied at 14 midway through the second quarter. Cahokia leads Carterville after 7-0. Carbondale undefeated on the season, trying to go to 5-0. Haven't got a Marion score. Gerald has the ball with the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the Carterville 47 to give to the fullback, and he trips, I think, a little bit as he came out of the backfield, but he's buried right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for AJ.
That turf monster jumped up and bit him.
He's been busy tonight, I'm telling you.
He got him again. You know, Carterville's doing a great job right now of taking away that inside run. You know, and that's what this whole offense is built off of, is being able to run in between the tackles, use a little misdirection, and obviously run the option off of it. Right now, Carterville's taking that away.
2nd and 9 from the 46-yard line. Gerald's, again, puts it back in motion. He's going to keep it out across the 45-yard line to about the 42-yard line. And I believe that was Carson Pearson that was in there on the tackle. Maybe Bailey Hicks, rather, with the tackle.
You know what he did there? They got a 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain off of it. But Bailey did a great job. When he stepped upfield, he took the pitch lane away. There was no avail. If he would have pitched it, Bailey would have intercepted it. That forced him to turn upfield, and then he had the linebacker coming over the top to make the tackle.
And that's Bailey's job, is to take away that pitch.
Yep.
And he did exactly that. 4 minutes remaining in the half. 3rd and 5 from the 42. Gerald's puts Cassant in motion. Gives it to the fullback, though. The ball is on the ground, and Carterville saying they've got it. Is it a turnover? It is a turnover. The fumble by the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats is going to give Carterville the ball with 3:54 remaining in the half.
And again, you go back to that. You know, you try to make an option offense. You try to make them run as many plays as possible, because sooner or later that's going to happen. It's just part of the option. The ball's going to end up on the turf. And, you know, Carterville did a great job covering all 3 phases of the option and forcing disruption there. And he didn't have a good secure on the ball whenever he went through. He got hit once and it popped out.
I think if you're talking about momentum in a football game, I think it's safe to say right now Carterville has the momentum. They just need to do something with it. 1st and 10 from the 37. Petska from the shotgun. He gives it to Lazinski, who's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Actually a loss of about 2. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. 3:45 on that first half clock, the second quarter clock.
Carterville's going to have to figure out a way to keep them honest. They've got to get right now there's 9 men in the box, and they're just daring him to throw the football. They've got to figure out a way to use misdirection or throw the football and get that extra guy out of the box so they can start working.
They're not giving anything in between the tackles. AJ defense isn't. Carterville's been successful when they've been able to get to the outside, but they're really keying on Lazinski as well. You can tell that that's their key as we have a flag come in from the back judge.
This is delay a game. No, they called the timeout. They called the timeout before it.
Dennis Strauss gets the timeout. That's the second timeout taken by Coach D. We'll go on and take another break. When we come back, we'll return. Carterville leads at 14-7. 3:15 remaining here in the second on News Radio WJPF. 30, please, 30. We good on spots? All right. .3:15 remaining in the first half. Carterville lead the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats 14-7. When you look at the Southern today, Caroline,
Yep.
and you look at the 7 writers for the Southern,
Yep.
and they do their weekly picks in the Southern, there wasn't one that chose Carterville over AJ tonight.
No, and you know what? That's just the fun of the river to river.
Truthfully, it is.
You know, you can sit there and say that. You know, you look back at over the years when Carterville joined us, they beat Anna every year up until last year.
Yeah, 41-7 the final last year. They drubbed us down at their joint. Petska's going to keep it off the left side. He follows Matt Jones out across the 40-yard line to about the 43-yard line. That is what has been effective for the Lions, getting it outside the tackles, trying to get it to the edge. Nice job by Petska to follow his blocker. I think it actually was Kralis that was on the lead out on that, but a nice big gain for Carterville.
Yeah, and, you know, again, that goes back to, if you look at that, the last 3 real nice runs that they've had have all been to their offensive left and to the defensive right of Anna. So maybe they've picked up on something there. It looks like they might be discussing a penalty here with the referee, though. Yep, there was a flag on the play.
It's going to be on Carterville. A hold. So that's going to bring that back. That's a big penalty.
You go back and you talk about the river-to-river discussion, you know, and the fact that back in 2012, 13, 14, we completely dominated Anna, and then you look at last year, the tables completely turned on us.
Yeah. Second down for the Lions. Petska's going to keep it across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Still going to be about 7 yards short of the original line of scrimmage.
You're going to bring up a 3rd and long here. You've got the field to the right side. You know, you could do something here. You could do a screen pass. You could do something towards this side of the field. You know, maybe even try, if you want to stay conservative, run the same play to this side and see what you get out of it, because you've got all that space to get Presko or Lazinski or Kralis loose.
Might also be a nice time for a little option pass back across the grain.
Absolutely.
There's, like you said, there's nothing but wide open turf on the right side as Petska takes it, gives it to Jones out across the 30-yard line, picks up about 1, maybe 2 yard. 2:14 remaining here in the first half.
Looks like Anna-Jonesboro took a timeout there to save some time.
They did.
Yep.
Updating a couple of scores from around Southern Illinois. Marion's leading their game 21-0, 6:52 remaining in the second. As we said, Heron and Murfreesboro all knotted up at 14. The Cardinals lead the Giants. Last score I had was 1-0. Bottom of the first, the last homestand of the season, the regular season, for the St. Louis Cardinals. San Francisco in town this weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, temperature-wise. Finally get rid of those 90-degree temperatures. Heck, I think Sunday, 67 the high.
Yeah.
Hoodie weather.
Oh, it's going to
bonfire weather.
It's going to be great.
There's going to be a lot of bonfires probably around the area. But fall is not far off. We'll see. As I'm ready. I'm ready for hoodie weather. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, that 90 degrees, that's for the dogs.
21-14, Murphy now with the lead over Heron. 2:27 remaining in the second quarter. It's going to be a dandy ball game. I kind of figured it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's even impressive though. Murphy's down to their third-string quarterback, and they're still humming along.
4th and 16 from the 31 from the Lions. So Lazinski's going to do the punting. 2 men deep to receive for Anna-Jonesboro. Lazinski in his orange shoes. Get the snap, pressure, but he gets it away. Ball hits at the 39-yard line. It rolls out of bounds. Carterville gets the nice roll on that. So with 2:07 remaining in the first half, Anna-Jonesboro going to have the chance to tie this up.
Yeah, and this is a big stop. You know, if you think about it, they get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get a stop here, and then get the ball in the second half, now they make it a 2-score game and really put Anna behind the 8 ball. So it's going to be it's very important that they get this stop here and don't let them do another 14-play drive for a touchdown.
They've got time, plenty of time. This time they send 2 receivers out to the left. Geralds has only made 1 pass attempt. It was incomplete. He's wrapped up as I think he tried to sneak it, and a flag comes in from the far side.
That was that same formation that I had talked about earlier. That was the trio. They had the 2 receivers split out here, and then they flexed the wing back or the running back out a little bit, and then they try to run to that trio.
So the officials talking to the AJ captain. That is Reed Morrison, the senior. It's going to be against Carterville. Face mask.
It was only a 5-yarder.
Inadvertent face mask, I think is what they call that. So a 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 7, it looks like. Maybe 6. So again, AJ comes out, spreads these 2 receivers out. So it's 1st and 10. 2nd and 6, rather. 2nd and 6 from the 34. Geralds looks to throw, throws it out across the left side. Intended receiver was Nate Cassat, way over the top of his head. There was pressure on the backside that he was rolling away from. Couldn't really set his feet to make the toss. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for AJ.
A right-handed quarterback rolling to his left. He's really got to get depth and drive downfield in order to make that throw and make it have any zip on it, any type of an accuracy. And almost from the get-go, Carterville had pressure there. The other thing that they did to that formation, they rolled the safety down to cover instead of bumping a linebacker out, and kind of took away all the blocking abilities.
So Anna-Jonesboro, they give it to Reed Morrison. He fights his way out. That was a nice run by Morrison. He had 2, 3, 4 Carterville Lions draped on his hip, but he was able to drag them forward, and that's going to be enough for an Anna-Jonesboro first down.
Yeah, and that right there is they just came back to the counter. They went back to what works. They needed 6 yards. They give it to the big boy and bring it off tackle.
1st and 10 from the 41, 1:45 on the clock. Geralds is going to keep it off right tackle, puts his head down, runs into the defender, spun backwards for a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. The clock just keeps rolling, under 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, when the first guy gets there, he wraps up, and then the Carterville Lions need to come in and try to rip that ball loose like they did last possession.
AJ pushing the ball out toward midfield at the 44 right now. Geralds gives it to, I believe that's Crisp with the carry. To the 47-yard line, gain of 3. So another big defensive play for the Carterville Lions right here. 3rd and 4 from the 47. That clock is under a minute to go.
And Anna is flopping linemen. They're moving guys to the strength of where they need them to block the best.
They moved him to the right side, so we'll see where the run goes. It does go off right tackle, right guard, rather, falls forward, but I think it's going to be short of a first down. Depends on the spot.
Yep. They need to stop the clock.
They do stop the clock as we're going to have a measurement. That's close.
Yeah.
I say short, but
if they got it, it's by the nose of the ball.
Yep.
First
down.
Give it to them.
Get the card out. Put it. That's enough for an AJ first down. So once they set the ball, the clock will start to roll. 32 seconds.
And I took a timeout.
And a timeout taken by Coach Brett Dietering. You talk about a successful season. AJ had the most successful season out of any of the teams in Southern Illinois a year ago. 12-1, made it all the way to the semifinals. They had such a talented team, and Turner was on there, and what was the receivers? REA, just so good, and everybody was shocked when the season starts, and they're 0-2 after the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, and in talking to some of the folks that I know in Southern Illinois, and the one thing they kept saying is give Anna time. Give them time for that quarterback-fullback mesh to happen. Get them time to figure that out. Game speed and practice speed, 2 completely different things. I can teach you the option all week in practice, and it's not a big deal. I'll stick you in the middle of a game, and it's very tough to get the timing down. So, that's an impressive thing. But, again, we go back to 4 of the 5 linemen. They came back from last year's team. The only one that they lost was the Latham kid.
Yes.
And, good, big-sized kid, but they replaced him, and that when you have programs like this with tradition, you don't reload, or you don't rebuild, you reload, and that's exactly what Anna did. They just found another guy, put him in there, and they're clicking now.
Marion is winning their game 28-0. That's late in the second quarter. 32 seconds left here. It's 1st and 10 from the 49 for the Wildcats as Cassat goes in motion. That's Gerald's throwing it deep down the right side. His man was wide open.
Did he catch that?
What a catch!
Gosh.
As he tipped it to himself all the way down to the 13-yard line of the Carterville Lions. What a fantastic play that was by the receiver. I didn't even get his number.
No, that was an amazing play, though.
I thought it was incomplete.
Yeah, that's something you'll see on the ESPN Top 10. That was amazing. Jumped up one-handed, batted it to himself, and then as he's falling, catches the ball.
All the way down to the 13-yard line of Carterville. So AJ's in business here. As Gerald talks to the referee, we have a penalty, roughing the passer. That's declined by Anna-Jonesboro. They'll take the results of the play. The Chains move quickly down toward the far end. They could get a first down and still not score a touchdown, but they're threatening here with 25 seconds left. What a great play. I'm going to have to find out who that receiver was because he did a fantastic job. Put Morrison in motion, but it's the give to Cassat out to about the 10-yard line. And we have another timeout that is taken now by Coach Brett Dietering.
I believe that's his final timeout, isn't it?
I think it is. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Call 985-2502 or visit charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
That was a heck of a play. That reminds me that the first year that I was up here coaching in 2010, we played Nashville here at home, and Ryan Bonifield up the visitor sidelines makes a laying out one-handed catch, and it was one of those, once-a-year type catches that you see, and this kid just pulled off kind of the same thing. You're not going to see that, but maybe once a year.
As soon as the ball got to where he was at, I thought it hit off his hand and would fall incomplete, but he was able to tip it back, and he flipped over so he would land on his back, caught it.
Yeah, it was an amazing play.
It was just a fantastic catch for Anna-Jonesboro. So that's why they have the ball now at the 10-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the 10 for Gerald's. Puts Cassat in motion, throws it back across the middle, incomplete, and a flag comes in as they're going to say it's interference on the Carterville Lions. I thought it was good defense.
The only thing I can think of is when the kid made the play, he put his hand on his back.
Yep.
And when he came over it.
That's entirely possible.
But that would have been a good place for the referee to swallow the whistle.
Pass interference on the Lions. Puts the ball at the 5-yard line now.
The key with this is with 15.8, the clock's
and
going to
no
start.
Timeouts.
And no timeouts. They have to get in here. I don't know that Coach Dietering is actually going to run the ball, because if he doesn't get in and he doesn't get the first down, they don't have a way to stop the clock.
We have a whistle, and Coach
Drust
is going to use his last timeout. We'll take another break. 15.8 seconds remaining here in the half. It's 14-7 Lions, but the Wildcats are threatening on News Radio WJPF. 30, please.
He just lost a tooth.
.8 seconds remaining in the half. Anna-Jonesboro has the ball at the Carterville 5-yard line. That was a 36-yard touchdown completion that put the ball deep into Carterville territory. AJ's out of timeouts. Carterville is out of timeouts. 2nd and 2 from the 5. 15.8 on the clock. As Connor Gerald's the quarterback, takes the snap. He's looking to throw once again. Throws it off the right side. It's batted down, incomplete. Nice job defensively by the Lions. But that does stop the clock with 11 seconds remaining.
Looked like Luke Smolak got in there and was able to kind of get some pressure on the quarterback. He couldn't set his feet. He was trying to roll to the right and set his feet so he could throw. And Luke got in there, did a good job of kind of disrupting his ability to do that.
Wildcats can get a first down and not scores. The chain is at the 3. Gerald's snap, throw, caught, touchdown. Anna-Jonesboro.
Pass is caught by Garrett Fabian.
That is caught by
Number 44.
44. I don't have a 44.
I don't either.
But it was a 3-yard, or excuse me, a 5-yard touchdown pass from Gerald. So that makes it 14-13. And on to do the kicking is Noah Treese, and a flag comes flying in offside on the Lions. So that makes that decision. Brett Dietering doesn't hesitate at all. He's going to go for it. See if they can get the 2-point or get the 1-point lead on the 2-point conversion.
You know, on that pass play, we actually had good defense. Matt Jones did a good job. He was in the right place, but he's given up 6 inches and probably 65 pounds to the kid that caught the football.
Yeah. So Carterville needs a big stop here. 14-13 going for the 2-point conversion. And they scored easily on the give to Damian Chris. So it's 15-14. AJ, the 1-point lead. Got to give AJ credit. They take advantage of the penalties, and again, shows you how important these penalties are, even on an extra point.
Absolutely. Yep. And that, you know, that's the thing again, that when you have opportunity, and we go back to the DuQuoin game from last week, when you have opportunity, you have to seize that opportunity because you never know when it's going to come back. Carterville had the opportunity to get a goal line stop there and be able to come back in after halftime, get the ball, and make this a difficult game. Now you draw them right back in, then you turn around and jump off sides. Now all of a sudden, instead of going to halftime up 7, you're down 1, unless we take this kickoff back.
We have ourselves a ball game here, 15-14 AJ, the lead. In Marion, it's 35-0. Marion with the lead there. 1:23 left in the second quarter. Give Brett Dietering credit, took advantage of the penalty. And it was Damian Chris that gets the carry on the conversion. And AJ leads it 15-14. Fantastic crowd here at Carterville High School. Homecoming night. We're going to have about a 20-minute halftime for you. As the ball is kicked on the ground, it's covered up by Carterville's Dylan Moore at the 36-yard line. So that's where the Lions will have it. A chance for basically one play, as there's 7 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
You try to get the ball to your fastest kid, get him something down the sideline, down the middle of the field, or you run some kind of trickeration. If you're going to do anything. If not, then you maybe just take a knee and go into halftime and concede the fact that you're only down 1 point.
What will they do?
Looks like they're going to run something.
Bryce Anderson is spread wide to the right. Petska, he's going to operate from the shotgun. He's going to keep it off across the 40, the 45, midfield at the 50. Tries to juke his man, and he's brought down right there, and that stops the clock. And that's, you can't do that, as Coach Dennis Dress says to Keaton Petska, run. Keep running.
We got a hurt Lion face down on the field there at the 36.
One of the linemen for the Lions. Trainer Mike makes his way out to him. We're going to take a break. We'll find out who it is and give you more information. It is 15-14 here at the half. AJ with the 1-point lead. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. $60, please. Back at Carterville, Steve McKenzie with Carl Lang as AJ scored late to take the 15-14 lead. There's an injured Carterville Lion who still is on midfield or about the 40-yard line. Mike Stroud, the trainer for the Lions, is out with him. Haven't really been able to get a number. It's going to be an extended halftime here tonight, as they're going to announce the Queen candidates for homecoming. The band will perform. But they're continuing to work on this Carterville Lion. They finally get him up on his feet. Can't really tell who that is, Carl.
Yeah, I can't see a number.
Appears to be a lower extremity injury. At least he's walking under his own power.
Yeah.
Although albeit slowly. Heron and Murfreesboro are all tied at the half, 21-0. Here it's 15-14, Anna-Jonesboro on top. Carterville scored the first point of the game. The 56-yard touchdown run from Colin Lazinski. It came at the 3:28 mark. Extra point was good. Carterville led it 7-0. AJ had the ball. It was a 14-play drive that carried over from the first quarter to the second. And it was Gerald's with the 1-yard touchdown plunge. Extra point was good. 7-7 the score. The very next possession for the Lions, the second play of the possession, Keaton Petska took off from his own 20, scampered 80 yards for the touchdown run. The extra point was good, 14-7. And then Anna-Jonesboro at the 2:07 mark, they got the ball left in the first half with 2:07 on the clock. 11 plays on that drive. They were finally able to score a 5-yard touchdown pass from Gerald's, and a penalty on the extra point changed the extra point from a field goal to a 2-point conversion. They convert, and that's how Anna-Jonesboro has the lead here, 15-14. over the Carterville Lions. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to have Matt Crane come in and join us, the girls basketball coach. We are also going to talk about junior high baseball and softball. They advanced to the state tournament this week. That's all coming up. This is your Family Drug halftime show. 15-14, Anna-Jonesboro, the 1-point lead here on News Radio WJPF.
Tammy Dean. Isabella Mariano. And Olivia Rogers. Our sophomore attendance, Gracie
60,
Flowers.
please.
And Fryer Roar.
We are at half.
Our junior attendants were Rebecca Hurst and Zoe Zimbro.
There you go.
Our senior
That's
queen
fine.
attendants, Bethany Acanduro, Morgan Boyza, Elizabeth
Okay.
Bush, Annalise Dunderdale, Reese Herring, Caleb Kine, Ashlyn Fabiano, Olivia Stern, Alexi Fall, and Allie Turner. For your homecoming coronation will be Saturday at 7 p.m. in Tim Blyer Fine Arts Auditorium. Saturday evening from 7:30 to 10 o'clock, we will continue our homecoming activities with the dance for high school students held in our gym. Once again, congratulations, girls.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. It's Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang, my color commentator tonight. But joining me here on our Family Drug halftime show, the Carterville girls head basketball coach, Matt Crane. How are you, brother?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I tell you what, number one, we'll get some comments about the football game here in just a couple of minutes. But coming up in, 2 weeks, 3 weeks is the big golf scramble for the basketball program at Carterville High School, where you're teaming up with the boys team and the girls team to raise some money.
It's October 6th at Crab Orchard. We're going to eat lunch at noon. It's grown every year. Tea time is 1 p.m. I think we've got 11 or 12 teams in it at the moment. Some others said they're going to sign up at the end. It's gotten bigger. It started out, we got 14 the first year. Last year we had 17. We'd love to get 18 to fill the course. And just come out and support the programs, and also just come out and be fans of the Lions athletics and come out and eat and fellowship and have a good day.
It's always fun whenever you see an event grow. But let's talk a little bit about what happens to the money. How is it used, and how does it benefit the basketball program?
Every dime, we split it up between the two programs. We take the kids to eat if we got long trips or have a Christmas party. We take them to camps in the summertime. Everything goes back to them. We try to, maybe buy them some travel gear, some things of that nature. So it all goes back to them, and it's for them, and they deserve it, and they come out and they work hard. And people don't see all the practices and early mornings and late nights, and they just see the games, and they put a lot of time and effort into it, and we just try to make it special for them.
What is summer like, and I guess early fall let's talk specifically about your girls basketball team practice-wise. What's going on with them?
Okay, summertime, in the month of June's very active, very busy. That's when we go play other teams. We went to Breeze Central this year. We went to Bethalto, Civic Memorial, try to get some of those metro teams that we're starting to face if we advance in postseason. Went to Benton and SIU. So we played 17, 18 games this year. Schedule conflict on a few others. Usually we play 22 or 23. Girls, we can practice, or those games count as a contact day. So we had 18 contact days. They got up, came 7 o'clock in the morning in the summertime.
God love them.
Well, God love them, and it's not to be mean. Everybody's got a schedule, and everybody works. So I've always tried to go early so they can go to work, do what they need to do, and get as many people there as possible. Then after that, some of them played AAU, some of them played volleyball. So I've been away from them. We started conditioning 2 weeks ago, Monday, 3 days a week, out running the track, push-ups, sit-ups, just all that kind of conditioning. We can condition as much as we want to. We're doing it 3 times a week in September. In October, we'll probably get it up to 4.
We're not that far away. I mean, I think November 16th for some reason is Meet the Lions night.
Actually, November 15th is our first game, so it's November probably 9th.
9th.
Yes.
There you go. I think so. It's really not that far off.
Our first day of practice is 5 weeks from Monday.
Wow. Where did this year go?
It's flying by. October 29th. So be here before we know it.
Let's talk about your team real quick. You had a great team last year, and a lot of expectations this year.
A lot of expectations. Been really blessed every year I've been here. But this team coming in this year, they do have a lot of expectations. We've got a great core coming back. All of our leading scorers are back with Abby and Janiyah and Megan. We've got a great support group, Lexi, Summer, and Mackenzie Rogman. That they've had logged major varsity minutes in the past. Got some help coming in the undergrades. So expectations are high. Wouldn't have it any other way. But you got to work for those expectations and play. Other coaches are saying you've got the bullseye on your back, and
yeah.
It makes it's like, well, okay, girls, you better every game's going to be important. So
everybody's gunning for you.
Everybody's gunning, and but there's lots of good teams around. There's lots of good coaches around. So nothing's a given. Nothing's easy. I preach to them all the time. We have been fortunate the last 2 years to be favored in our regional. Be the number 1 seed. We've won by a total of 10 points. And that's and I'm like I tell them all the time, that's fine. I just want to win by 1.
Yeah.
But they're not easy. Nothing's easy. Nothing's given. Nothing is going to be handed to us. We're going to have to earn it and work, and they understand that. And this group has always worked.
October 6th is the golf scramble for the basketball program. If somebody has questions or they want to put a team in, what number can they call?
Call my cell phone 922-0335 or Coach Hawk 267-5607, or just call the school and they'll put you in touch with me, or on Facebook. Just message me privately or however you want to do it. So.
October 6th at Crab Orchard Country Club. Noon is lunch. Tea time is set for 1 o'clock. Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your work, too.
Matt Crane, head basketball coach of the Lady Lions at Carterville High School. Join us here on our Family Drug Halftime Show. I'm going to take a break. 15-14. AJ are leading the Carterville Lions here at Carterville High School on homecoming night. The Carterville Pride of the Lions marching band is on the field. We'll go on and take another break, and we'll break down the first half action next on News Radio WJPF. .60 here, I believe. Back at Carterville High School, it's Dave McKenzie. Carl Lang joining us here. As still about 7 minutes or so away from third quarter action, let's talk about this Lions team. That outside running game is there for the Lions. That's where they made their yardage in that first half. But you got to give credit to Anna-Jonesboro, a fine passing play and a great catch, put them down at the 13-yard line with under a minute to go, and they took advantage of that and was able to take the lead.
Yeah, and it was definitely, it was one of those plays, again, where you say, I thought the ball was overthrown. The kid stuck up, he got a hand on it and tipped it to himself, and then once they got that, you knew they were out of timeouts. They weren't going to be able to do anything running the ball. So what do? They throw the ball a couple times, and they were able to get it in. They did a nice job.
You were an assistant coach with this Lions team, 3 years ago?
Yep.
What's Dennis Druss saying in the locker room? What's his demeanor like right now?
Dennis has a great ability to be calm even in high-stress situations. He comes in, he speaks very matter-of-fact, and that is reassuring to a team that there's not a panic set in. We're only down 1 point. He's going to walk in and say, okay, this is what they're giving us. This is how we can attack it. This is what we're going to do. And then he's going to assure them, you guys know this. We've run it. We've started it since the middle of the summer. We know exactly how to go after this. And then, the kids will feed off of that. Dennis he's never really high. He's never really low. He comes in, everything is kind of flatline. He'll get after you from time to time. But when it comes to a situation like this, he knows his team's got plenty of stuff on the field that they can take advantage of. There's plenty there that they can exploit, that they can attack. And on the defensive side of the ball, he knows there's a couple things to stir up. They did a really nice job there in the second quarter of shutting down the triple, of shutting down the inside runs. And the honest truth is Carterville's probably a little bit faster than Anna is sideline to sideline. So if you can get Anna to run east and west instead of north and south on the field, you're going to be in good shape, with the team speed that we have. So I don't think Carterville's in a bad situation. I think, and Coach Drust will probably say that, we're not in any type of a problem area. We have to fix a few mistakes, and we got to play sound football.
And a couple of big penalties on the Lions. That's what put them in the position that they're down one here at the half. But the one thing about Dennis Drust is he is so good at that halftime adjustment.
He is. He's very good at that.
And how much credit goes to the coaching staff on that?
The entire staff does well. One of the things that was really cool coming in, and I coached here in 2010, and I coached here again in 2015, the staff is very much united. They're very much on the same page.
Well, they've been together forever.
Those guys have been there. So, Coach Helfrich, they call him Smurf. Coach Smurf can look at Dennis, and they know exactly what each other's thinking almost before they do it.
Yeah.
Same thing defensively. Coach Gerald's and Coach Wakey, those guys have been coaching together forever. And so they're almost like in tune with everything that they got. So when they get a situation like this and they go for a halftime adjustment, they can sit down and in 5 minutes communicate everything they need because they've been together so long. They know.
They are very good at the halftime adjustment, and you're right. I think the hardest I've seen Coach Drust was take a loss was at Heron this year. That was such a hard-fought game, and his team just played admirably, and his heart broke for that team to lose that game. When he came up to chat with us, he was heartbroken that they lost that game.
Yeah, and that is a testament to this team.
He wasn't heartbroken for himself. He was heartbroken for his players.
Yeah. And you have those moments as a coach. And I think back to some of those times where you watched a team just literally sit there and fight for their football lives, so to speak. And they're going to go toe-to-toe, and they're in a situation where they're outmanned, but they're going to keep fighting. You use the old mentality of boxing or mixed martial arts. You get knocked down, you jump right back up. Carterville did that against Heron, and it does hurt at that time, but it's also a character build. And Dennis, there's not a coach in Southern Illinois that cares more about his kids on and off the field. So, to see him like that, it's completely understandable. Those guys fought their tail off. They just they got beat that night by a kid who wanted to run the ball for almost 400 yards.
and that he did. So Carterville is going to have the football here to start the second half. They deferred the opening kickoff. This Lions team, they need to set the tone on this first drive.
They do. They definitely do. And I think one of the things that they started doing there towards the end of the first half, their formation changes and small adjustments. Again, they hit a long running play off of messing with their offensive line splits a little bit. They hit another one off of overloading a formation and attacking an outside linebacker. They've got to continue that stuff, and that goes again to the halftime adjustments. But I think Carterville will come out. They'll set the tone. Don't be surprised if they don't come out and show a formation that they didn't show the entire first half just to see how Anna reacts to it. The coaching philosophies, the formations are different, but the coaching philosophies are very, very much the same. Coach Drust comes from the same background that Coach Dietering does in terms of offense. Dennis has just chose to adapt it to a shotgun offense. So it'll be interesting, but I think he's got probably a couple things there that he wants to come after him with.
Let's say congratulations to the Carterville Junior High School baseball team. They played in the regional championship in Heron yesterday, and they knocked off Harrisburg, or excuse me, I don't recall who they played, but they won 16-8. They advanced to the state tournament that's that next Saturday. They're going to take on Harrisburg starting at 12 noon. The baseball team, coached by Bobby Jackson, 16-3 on the season. Girls softball knocked off the previously unbeaten Murfreesboro Red Devils. 15-4 was the final. Girls softball is 18-4 on the season. They are going to play at 10 o'clock against Marion on Saturday in Centralia in the golf scramble. Also, two of the high school golfers, Allie Lamb, finished third in the River to River Conference Tournament, and Alexis Nolan finished tied for 10th. All conference honors for both of those girls. So it's been a very busy week sports-wise for Carterville High School, but we want to say congratulations to Coach Ashton, Coach Thomas of the junior high softball team, Coach Bobby Jackson of the junior high baseball team, and congratulations to everybody. When we come back, we're going to have second half action as the teams are making their way out of the locker room, starting their mandatory 3-minute warm-up period. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Lions Football on News Radio WJPF. Back at Carterville High School, it's Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang setting in for Scott Hudson, who's on assignment tonight. He's calling the Marion game. Let's get updates on a couple of scores. Nashville pounding Sparta tonight, 49-6. That's at the half. Cahokia leads Carbondale at the half. This is kind of surprising, 14-7. Marion on top at halftime, 35-0. And here it is 15-14. AJ with the lead. Heron and Murfreesboro are tied at 21 at the half as well. 15-14 AJ here at the half as I type a text message to Scott Hudson. He's saying, what's the score of the Carterville game? And I failed to tell him that. And so he'll be happy with that. 15-14, Carterville is going to have the ball to start to play here in the second half as Coach D deferred on his coin toss win earlier this evening. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. Stay connected and on the go with the Bank of Carbondale's mobile banking app. You can check balances, pay bills, make transfers. Learn more at tboc.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Key into the half. What do you think?
I think that Carterville has to control the mistakes because the few that they made in that first half bit them.
Yeah.
And then I think setting a tone right here, coming out and not laying down. Again, you want to score every time you touch the football, but the key is to not go 3 and out right here and give Anna the ball and give them a chance to establish any momentum. You know, if you're not going to get points, at least get 8-10 plays in, work the field position in your manner, and then continue to do the bend but don't break defense. if you can make an option team run 10, 11, 12, 13 plays a drive, the chances are they're going to make a mistake somewhere. And if they don't make a mistake, then that's just good football. You know, but what you don't want is the 2 plays and then a 60-yard touchdown. You know.
Both teams are getting their final instructions. Coach Brett Dietering on the far sideline. AJ in their road white jerseys, blue pants with the blue letters on the jerseys. Carterville in their home blues. Just below us, they finished chatting with Coach Dennis Drust, Coach Geralds, Coach Wakey. Who else am I missing? Coach Helfrich. 15-14. Carterville will be moving from left to right. AJ will be kicking from our right toward the left. Doing the kicking for Anna-Jonesboro, number 57, Noah Treese.
You know, and they squibbed us right at the end of the first half here. Don't be surprised if they don't do something like that.
It wouldn't surprise me. The Heron onside kick surprised me in that game. Good call. They kick it away, and it's going to hit at the 13-yard line. It's taken there by Carterville's Nick Brown, and he gets out to about the 22-yard line. Excuse me, that's Carson Pearson on the carry. So that is where the Lions will start. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Coming up October 31st, it's going to be the Pumpkin Path in beautiful downtown Carterville. 11:53 remaining. Carterville has it. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line to start play here in the second half.
And it looks like, you know, Carterville ran the ball a lot with Pesca there towards the end of the first half. They may want to reestablish the running backs here, give them a chance to get set and then play off of that.
And there's no doubt that Carterville found a weakness off on their left side as they give it to Pesca. No, he's going to keep it off across the 20, the 25, the 30, out near the 30, but they work that right side of that defensive corner of AJ.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that they're seeing there other than, and on that play, AJ had a guy in the backfield, hit Pesca, just couldn't wrap him up. Whatever they found over there, I don't know if it's a end or a linebacker, but they're attacking it.
It's a gain of 6, bringing up 2nd and 4 from the 28-yard line. Carterville offense looks toward Dennis Drust. He's standing at the 25-yard line, gives his instructions. AJ, the 1-point lead, 15-14. Petska gives it to Lazinski. He keeps the legs churning, but he can't pick up much. And it's going to be about a 6-inch gain for Colin Lazinski. I tell you, AJ has done a really nice job of containing Colin Lazinski. You can tell the film that they saw, they knew they had to stop his running game.
Yep. Yeah, they're shutting down in between the tackles pretty well. It does look like what they're attacking there is the defensive end is lining head up to slightly inside the tight end. They can wash down and get to that outside pretty quick with that.
Petska talks to Lazinski who's behind him about 2 yards deep. Petska's going to keep it. He's met there in the backfield. A little bit of confusion, it seemed like, between Petska and Lazinski, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Lions.
Yeah, they tried to actually overthink that one. They ran weak side away from the tight end, and they tried to use a power, so to speak, with the 2 running backs leading, and it just backfired on them. 44 shot the gap and was able to wrap him up.
Lazinski will do the kicking, 2 back deep to receive the punt. Lazinski takes the low snap. Nice big kick. Drives it deep back to the 30-yard line. That's where it's taken by Anna-Jonesboro's Devin Tolliver as he's run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Rafe Tuttle just a little bit slow getting up for the Lions just below us.
And Nick Brown actually had really good coverage on that, but he didn't break down. And when the return man started to get past him, he actually lost his footing and wasn't able to get a good, clean shot on him. But Carterville did a good job behind him of coming in and containing that.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 44-yard line. Geralds under center. He's going to keep it, follows his right tackle out near 50, a gain of about 6 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats.
And it looks like the lineman that was hurt at the end of the first half is actually Hunter Inman. He's sitting here on the sidelines with his leg up and ice on it.
Number 65 just below us. Second down and 5. They actually say it was a 5-yard gain. .9:45 on the clock. Gerald's under center. He puts Cassatt in motion. And it's the give to the fullback.
Gerald's kept that. What they did there is they motioned everything like they were going to run a play. He took the snap, literally took one drop step, and straight up the weak side A-gap, trying to get as much as he could, and they picked up, 2 or 3?
Yeah, about 2 it looks like. So 3rd and 2 now from the 48-yard line in Carterville territory. They lead by 1, 15-14. Making our way toward 9 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. Gerald's gives it to his fullback. That is Morrison. Out across the 40 to the 35 to about the 33-yard line of the Carterville Lions. Big gain for big runner Reed Morrison.
And that's what you don't want to see there is they went back to a little bit of the DuQuoin tackling last week, the arm tackling. And a kid that size, wrapping them up with your arms isn't going to be enough. You're going to have to use your body and get into that tackle.
It's at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 33. This will be the 5th play of the drive. I was looking at the drives in the first half. AJ had a 7-play drive, an 8-play drive, a 14-play drive, an 11-play drive. Carterville's drives were 4 or 5 plays. As it is Morrison that keeps it, or gets the carry out across to about the 31-yard line.
Oh, no, it looks like, I guess the quarterback kept that.
And again, that's Gerald's.
Yeah, they're spotting him.
Sometimes it's hard to see. You know,
Yeah.
there's so much movement and everybody coming together at one time on the snap, that's what it's designed for, is to confuse the defense who has the ball, but most of the time it just confuses the announcer. 8 minutes on the clock. Gerald's takes the snap,
Counter.
gives it on the counter. Out to, that is Morrison. And that is going to be a touchdown for Morrison. It's going to be a 31-yard touchdown run for Reed Morrison.
Yeah, and that was just a simple counter. They kind of set that up, that whole drive of hitting downhill, downhill, downhill. And then they fake the downhill and come back with the counter. And you catch the linebacker sleeping. As soon as they make the action one way and the linebackers flow to it, that counter can be a deadly play, especially out of this offense.
And it was that time as the Anna-Jonesboro cheerleaders carry the Cats flags across the way in front of the nice crowd that made the way up from Anna-Jonesboro. The extra point is blocked by the Lions and is no good. So that helped the Lions. It makes the score 21-14. AJ on top with 7:46 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We're going to take a break. Carterville's going to get the ball when we come back on News Radio WJPF. 60, please. Back at Carterville, Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang, a 31-yard touchdown run by Reed Morrison. Gives AJ the 21-14 lead.
Offsides.
Offside on the kickoff.
Or illegal procedure.
Offside penalty against the Wildcats. Fire the kick.
21-14. Anna-Jonesboro with a 7-point lead.
You know, if you take any kind of a moral victory on that last drive, is that you block that extra point and you put it back to a 7-point game.
Exactly. And so Carterville, they block that extra point. So they're going to back AJ up 5 yards. They'll kick from their 35. Carterville's receiver standing at about the 12. Make some shifts. And the kick is away. Goes to the far side receiver from the left hash. That is Carterville's Carson Pearson, who dances his way up to about the 25-yard line with 7:38 remaining here in the third quarter. The 31-yard touchdown run by Reed Morrison on the counter. That was a nice run for Anna-Jonesboro.
It was a very nice run. You know, and again, you set that play up, you set it up, you'll call 5, 6, 7 plays setting up that one play. And they did a great job of executing it when they had it there. They've tried it a couple times earlier in the night and didn't hit it quite as much. That one was, it opened up like the Red Sea.
And Anna-Jonesboro did exactly what the Carterville Lions didn't want them to do. As we're in the third quarter here at Carterville, Carterville's football. Petska gives it to, didn't catch the number. Is that Kralis or is that Matt Jones? Number 30, I believe. Nick Kralis, the carry. So flag came in on the far side. Officials are talking about it right now. Once again, don't forget that the basketball program, the boys and girls basketball golf scrambles coming up October 6th. $300 per team for a 4-man team. Everything helps benefit the basketball program, boys and girls program at Carterville High School. Noon is lunch. Have a face mask on Anna-Jonesboro. Tea time is set for 1 o'clock.
It was an incidental 5-yard face mask.
So it's going to bring up 1st and 5 for the Lions from the 30-yard line. Petska takes the snap. He's going to keep it off the left side after faking to Lazinski out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He loves running off that left side.
Yeah, and what they're doing is so Anna's defensive alignment with their end is the same whether there's a tight end or not over there. So they're exploiting that. They're being able to basically man block that defensive end and get up to the linebacker. And then it's Petska one-on-one with the corner. And, every time he does it, he's getting 8, 9, 10 yards.
Petska picked up enough for the first down. It's 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Petska gives it to his tailback. That is Colin Lazinski. Collins probably had 12 carries for a net 6 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not giving him much at all. 7 minutes remaining here in the third. 2nd down and 8 from the 30-yard line. Excuse me, the 38-yard line. Again, it's Lazinski with the carry, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and then is driven backwards.
And now what you got Anna doing is you got Anna essentially shooting someone straight up field to seal Petska in. And then they're bringing everybody else down on the fullback, and that takes away essentially the midline or the read option there.
Marion Wildcats are winning in a blowout tonight, 42-0. That's in the third. 3rd down and 8 here for the Lions. Has Carterville even thrown a pass tonight?
They've thrown one.
As Petska keeps it.
Yeah, they threw one pass, and it was over.
Yep, that's right.
It was over the middle and incomplete.
Yep, that's exactly right. So 4th down now for the Lions. 4th and 10 from the 36. So Lazinski And his orange shoes will do the kicking. He stands at the 23-yard line. Nice snap. Gets his foot into this one. Hits it about the numbers at the 40, bounces out of bounds. And AJ's going to have it at about their own 33-yard line. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, proud sponsor and supporter of Carterville Lions Sports. IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better lifestyle for all. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Dave McKenzie, Carl Lang filling in for Scott Hudson, Admiral Lee this evening. Appreciate your help.
Yeah, it's fun to be here.
Pretty good view from up here.
It is. It is. I'm used to being one box over.
I know, that's true. That's true. Coaches are in the box to our left here in our press box. And in Jonesboro, that is the quarterback. That is Gerald's. He's tough. He just keeps those legs a-chugging and churning. He picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards on that first down carry. 2nd and 6 from the 37.
Yeah, and that right there, it was, again, just kind of the scrum in the middle, and he pulled it. We missed the tackle on the top of the field there. It looked like from the tackle come down and just missed him, and was able to get 3 or 4 yards out of it.
Running clock now in Marion. 5 minutes remaining here. On the counter.
That was an excellent play.
Carterville did a nice job snuffing that out. Carry from Nate Cassat. Actually lost about a half a yard. 3rd and 6 now for the Lions. Or excuse me, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was a great play by the defensive end or outside linebacker, however you want to look at it in this defense. He stayed home. Everything washed down. He stayed home, closed down on it, and was able to make the tackle for no gain.
And that's what coaches ask you to do.
Yep.
Just play your position. Don't look any further than that. Oh, man, that ball could have been picked off. But it was a nice pitch to Cassat. And he's driven out of bounds, and he's got enough for a first down. But a late pitch by Gerald's. But it was effective.
Man, that was really close. You see that a handful of times in my life have I seen a pitch be intercepted. But that one could have another half a step, and that ball was intercepted, and Carterville's taking it to the house.
1st and 10 from the 45 now for the Wildcats. Still have the ball in their own territory. They're moving from right to left. They're in their road white uniforms. Beautiful night for football. Boy, it is so nice temperature-wise.
What Carterville's got to do here is they've got to start attacking the football. First guy wrap up, second guy come in and try to strip it up. Third guy, they've got to try to create a turnover. This drive is very, very crucial. If they go down 2 scores against a team like this who's got a very good defense,
to press.
Then you've got to press, and you've got to start playing the way that you don't normally play. So it's very crucial that they come up with something here.
2nd down and 7 from the 48-yard line for the Wildcats. Now they just have everything in tight. 1 receiver spread out to the far side. They put McMahon in motion, but it is the give to Morrison. He's out across the 40-yard line, deep into Carterville territory at the 36-yard line. Big run from Reed Morrison.
It's that counter. It's the same one they scored on.
And it was there once again. From the 36. It's going to be a gain of about 18-yard gain for Morrison.
The key to that's the linebackers have to stay home. They have to realize that in this, when you've got the motion going away from you, you've got to stay home in case that counter comes back to you.
Herron just took the lead at Murfreesboro 31-28 on a 35-yard Baumgart field goal. 3:17 remaining here in the 3rd. This time it's McMahon in motion. The give to Morrison. He falls forward for a gain of 3, maybe 4. Actually, that carry was by Damian Crisp. 2nd down and 7 now. 33-yard line.
The way Anna runs this offense is it's 1 and 2 yards, 3 yards, and then 20, 25 yards.
Well, you can see right now, you've got 10 guys in the box.
Yep.
So this running game just causes everybody to crash down. The ball's on the field. As Jones, he bobbled it. He just has to pick it up and fall down with it. But he's sucking all the defensive backs in. And I can promise you, there's a pass play over the top getting ready to happen.
It's coming.
2:18, and it will be about within this 2 minutes when they'll do that.
Well, they're probably in 4-down territory here, up 7 deep in Carterville's territory. Why not take a shot here? You know, you got 4 downs that you're going to go for it.
They may take it right here. They have one receiver spread out to the far right. That is Reed Morrison. But it's the counter. It's the give. Out across the 20 to the 15, the 10. That's where he's finally brought down. Morrison on the carry. He's a hoss, man.
Yeah, he's a load. He's tapping out.
He's saying, I need a breather, coach. I need a breather.
Too many of those 25-yard runs will take it out of you.
Well, I'm tired just watching him. I know that. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 10, so it's 1st and goal. Carterville needs a big stop right here.
Yes, they do.
AJ going up 2 touchdowns and it's going to be tough as we work our way to about 90 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. AJ shifts there, tight end. It's the give to Crisp off the right side. And there he's got one official says it's a touchdown. I guess it is. I don't know how he made the call, but.
Yeah, the official, he's walking at the 5-yard line and makes the touchdown signal.
And the one on the goal line didn't make the call.
Back judge
I don't know how that happens. 10-yard touchdown run. I didn't see who that was.
No.
With 1:26 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Treese on for the kick. The extra point is good. So it's 28-14 AJ. The 14-point lead with 1:26 remaining. Carterville's going to get the ball. Coming up next on News Radio WJPF. 60, please.
Chris?
Back at Carterville, it was Damian Crisp with the 10-yard touchdown run. And that put AJ up 28-14. As the Wildcats are getting ready to kick off. Dave McKenzie with Carl Lang.
It's going to be important for Carterville to establish something here. They've got to come back and try to answer this.
They do. They've got to get something going. Kickoff is taken at about the 10-yard line by Carson Pearson. Carries it out to about the 24-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Southern Illinois Healthcare, dedicated to the communities that we serve. Call 866-744-2468 or visit sih.net.
You know, you go back to the touchdown there. Basically what they're doing is they're doing an over or a shift over an unbalanced line, and then they're running a belly off to that side, off to the tackle. You've got the extra lineman blocking to that side because that tight end is not an eligible receiver. And so Carterville's shifting over and trying to get there, but it's basically they're just washing down, and off to the races goes the running back.
Makes you wonder, if Coach Dennis Drest will go back to a sophomore quarterback at some point.
Possibly.
Eli Downing. He's got the better arm of the two quarterbacks, but Petska's going to keep this off the left side. Again, carries it out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line where he's driven out of bounds. Nice gain on first down for Carterville.
Yeah, that was a good run. Again, it goes to the left side of that. Whatever they got going over there, they're wanting to stick with it, and hopefully there's a play action or something set up off of that run. But Petska's doing a great job of reading the defensive end crashing.
And it's been there virtually every time he's taken it off out across the hash. They bring a man in motion. That is Nick Kralis. He sets in the slot on the right side. Petska's rolling to right. Now he's looking to throw. Looks to throw. Nobody open. Throws it deep down the right side. Incomplete. Kralis was the closest to being there. And I tell you what, Reed Morrison is exhausted.
Yeah.
He is everywhere. He had pressure on Petska and is tapped out a few minutes ago to catch a breather. Slow getting up here. He's played a hard game.
And when you got teams like those with struggling with depth issues, the thing that changes that is momentum. If you got the momentum, you stay on the field. If you don't have the momentum,
when it's slow,
you're tapping out.
Yep. Ball is setting on the far hash. Petska from the shotgun. That was a blitz coming right up the middle. Petska, he tries to take it to that outside and what's been successful, and he's wrapped up for a loss of 3. Clock is under a minute, and I bet you Coach Dennis Drest is going to let that clock wind down.
Yeah.
Well, that he can't. Clock is at 25. Now it's rolling.
The thing with that there is the fullback was there. If he gives it, the fullback may pick up that first down.
Yep. Lazinski's going to punt. Low driving kick. Hits at the 38. It's picked up at the 30-yard line.
No kid.
He's so quick. That is Tauber. But he brings it all the way across the far side of the field where he's knocked out of bounds. And AJ's going to have 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. See if they do anything.
If I'm AJ, I keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I keep running the belly, keep doing the unbalanced line, come back to the counter every 5th or 6th play, as long as Big Boy don't tire out on you.
We'll see. 17 seconds on the clock. It's the same set every time, left or right. Just depends on which way they want to go. Gerald's, he's going to keep it. He's caught in the backfield and finally brought down by 2 Carterville Lions at the 30-yard line. I think that's going to end this third quarter as the clock is making its way under 5 seconds. 28-14, Anna-Jonesboro, the 14-point lead. We're heading to the fourth quarter here on News Radio WJPF.
Fairfield was up 32-6 at Carmine, White County at the end of the third, and DuQuoin is winning 47-6 at halftime. At the end of 3 quarters of play, your score is Carterville Lions 14, Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats 28.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie with Carl Lang, who's helping me out tonight. Scott Hudson is calling the Marion game tonight. Had some illness hit our broadcast buddies from Magic 95.1, and so Scott admirably filling in, and Marion, he's bringing them luck. They're up 49-8, a running clock in Marion. So they're going to get the win there. Heron is up 31-28 after 3 at Murfreesboro. And let's see here if I got anything else. I guess that's the last scores I have received. It is 28-14 here at Carterville. AJ firmly in control at the moment. 12 minutes on that fourth quarter clock. Carterville needs some points. I know that. AJ has it at their own 33-yard line. They're moving from left to right now. On your radio dial.
And this is a little bit of a different formation. They've ran this a couple times tonight.
This time Gerald's keeps it. Just gets on his guard's hip and just follows him all the way out to the 40-yard line, a gain of about 5.
Yeah, there's a flag on it right there, too. What they're doing is they're pulling that one wing back in the backfield, lining up right next to the fullback. They're sending both of them up the middle and telling the quarterback just follow them.
Officials talk about the penalty. It's going to be on the Lions. Coming up, we'll have our Polar Whip postgame show. We'll also name our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. Penalty is on the Lions.
Personal foul against the Lions.
Right now, I would say that Reed Morrison would be the leading contender for their star of the game. 15-yard penalty on the Lions is going to be enough for a first down. Still didn't see the call.
They just said it was a personal foul. I didn't see it. Looking through two panes of tinted glass.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of tough, isn't it? First and 10 from the 45 in Carterville territory now. AJ, for all intents and purposes, could put this game away if they score here. Geralds gives it to Morrison. Morrison, stiff arm on Rafe Tuttle. Fights his way out to about the 46-yard line. Wow, that was a first-class stiff arm from Reed Morrison.
Yeah, poor Rafe Tuttle. He came in there and thought he was going to get him and got baptized. That was a heck of a stiff arm, but you know Carterville did a great job. That was the counter that Morrison's been breaking. And they hit it at the line of scrimmage.
Bottled it up right there. Cards take the lead 2-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Taking on San Francisco at Busch Stadium, the final homestand of the season, the regular season. Morrison's in motion, but it's the give to Crisp. He's out across the 40, the 35, the 30, the 35, down to the 25 rather. Bangs his way over the top of the defender and falls to about the 15-yard line. That is Damian Crisp. He was busy at the beginning of the game, and then when you see your main man, Morrison's tired, now you can see what's going to happen.
Yeah, you got two hammers in the backfield. Morrison and Chris both built, they look like cookie cutter kids. They're both the same size and run the same style.
31-yard carry by Damian Crisp. Ball is at the Carterville 15. You see Carterville's getting tired too. Hands on their hips. Mm-hmm. They're breathing hard. 10-20 remains, and we have a whistle and a timeout that is taken by Brett Dietering and the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. We'll take our break as well. 28-14, 10-19 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll be back on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 60. 60, please. Tentative 60. Let's go 30 and an ID. Back at Carterville, 28-14, Murfreesboro leads Heron. 35-31. That is in the fourth quarter. What a good ball game that is.
Yeah, and you kind of expected that with those two teams.
Yeah, but you know, you mentioned earlier the starting quarterback for Murphy got hurt here. Then they brought in Guthman, who's their backup quarterback, and he hurt his knee here. He couldn't even hardly get down to take in the V formation.
Oh, my goodness.
And so Murphy's playing their third-string quarterback tonight, or at least that was anticipated to be. 10-19 on the clock here. 28-14, Wildcats with the lead. Morrison is in motion, and Geralds, he keeps it, spins his way down to about the 10-yard line, just puts both arms over the ball, puts his head down, and just like a pinball in there.
Yeah, what you get out of this offense, you have the triple option and the midline option that you can run with it. But when you get a lead like this, it goes away from the option, and now it's a power football. It's whether the quarterback's keeping it or you're giving to the fullback or on the counter. It's a power football.
And stop us if you can.
Yep.
Mentality. They shift tight end over toward the left side. Now Morrison back in motion. He takes it. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Inside the 10.
Looks like a no gain on that. Very little.
Next week, Carterville Lions hit the road. Nashville. Nashville was winning big. 49-6, that was at the half. That was the last score I had over Sparta. Haven't heard a score on DuQuoin-Pinckneyville this evening. Kind of interested on that. 9 minutes remaining. Gordon is going to keep it, fighting for the first down.
I don't think he got it.
A little bit short. Fourth down.
You bring up the DuQuoin-Pinckneyville matchup, and I have a little bit of a tie there. When I was in college, I coached for Coach Rushing. His first
Love Todd Rushing.
Love
He's
the
a good
man.
guy.
He's such a great man, and he gave me the opportunity, and I forever will have respect for that man. And to see that start to have success again, his second stint there, it's really exciting.
Haven't seen a score. We'll have to see if we can get an update on that. Fourth down and 2 from the 7. Gordon pitches to Morrison, and he's brought down in the backfield. Nice job by the defensive back. I think that's Nick Kralis, number 30, on the stop.
That was an excellent play.
So Carterville is going to get the ball on the change of possession. That's a nice stop by the Lions. Now, see, you can get back into a ball game now.
Yep.
If you're Dennis dressed, I'm sure that's what you're saying. Good job, defense. You did what you're supposed to. All right, offense, here we go.
Yeah, and the offense has got to capitalize on this. Again, we go back to the same. It's kind of been the story of Carterville through this season is get these opportunities and capitalize on them.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Proudly supporting Carterville Lions Sports, 985-2502, or go online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com. So Carterville deep in their own territory from the 14-yard line. Petska takes the snap.
False start.
And a flag.
Oh, we were talking about it.
Yeah, false start. Carterville. It's going to back him up 5. We do have to name our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. We'll do that in our Polar Whip postgame show. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Call him 534-8148. I know he's chomping at the bit when this colder weather comes in the next couple of days. He gets a taste of it.
Yep.
He probably goes out and shines the snow plow, puts some armor all on it, and gets his coffee cup ready. Petska's taking it off the left side. He's brought down at the 5-yard line. Just couldn't find a place to make the cut. Well defended by the Wildcats. So a loss of 4.
That looked like a run-pass option. Morrison's slow to get. Is it Morrison? It is Morrison.
Maybe. He's exhausted.
He was very slow to get up. But it looked like a run-pass option. It looked like, Petska had the opportunity to throw the ball, and he had somebody in his face and couldn't.
2nd and 18 from the 6-yard line for the Lions. Don't see that a whole lot. Petska rolls to his right, wants to throw, throws it out right side. It's caught at the 16-yard line. Bryce Anderson on the reception.
You're hearing the coach come out of me a little bit. I'm starting to talk as the plays happen.
I say things differently, though.
Yeah.
And I've learned to mumble those under my breath.
Right.
So keeps you out of trouble when you
Absolutely.
do that. 3rd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Nice completion from Petska. This is manageable. 3rd and 6. Petska rolls to his right and wants to throw again. Throws it out. The ball's tipped out of bounds by the defender, I believe, for Anna-Jonesboro. That was Cassat that knocks it down. 4th down now for Carterville.
Yeah, this is the first game I've been to this year with my wife and helping her with her business and everything, being able to watch you guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely different watching on YouTube versus sitting up here and watching it live.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody that tunes in, and if they don't get to watch it live, they come back and watch it later. Carterville's forced to punt. Lazinski takes the snap, pressure, has to sidestep. He can maybe pick up a first down. He's out across the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and he does get the big first down by about 15 yards on a pressure. He just had to avoid the defender, and he was able to cut it to the outside. And how about that? First down for the Lions.
Well, and you know, that's what you get when you have your athletes back there punting the football. If something goes wrong, he can just tuck it and say, you know what, here I go. Let's see if you can
Instinct
catch me.
kicks in. Instinct and speed, that's the biggest run for Lazinski tonight.
Yeah, and the contain off of that edge is what was giving him the pressure. So once he got past it.
27-yard run from Lazinski. The pass right over the middle from Petska to Nick Kralis was wide open. Kralis sticks his left hand out, and it falls to the turf incomplete. That was a good pass from Keaton Petska. It was on the money.
It was. You know, when he set in the pocket, too, he set and he kind of scanned the field. He delivered the ball right. You know, Kralis had a step on him. It just overthrew it just a touch. But, yeah, that was a great pass, great set in the pocket.
Nick Kralis, the fastest guy on this Carterville Lions squad, had the step. 2nd down and 10. Petska from the shotgun, looks to throw again. Swing pass out toward Lazinski. He just puts his shoulder down and runs over the top of the defender, and he's the defender a little bit slow getting up.
Yeah, that's a speed bump right there. You get up and say, did you get the license plate of that truck?
Let me wipe this snot out of my nose real quick. 3rd down and 6 from the 49. You can feel a little bit of desperation out of this Lions team right now. They're down 14. 6:35 remaining in the contest.
This is the first time all night they went 4 wide.
Petska turns around, chats to Lazinski. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Petska's going to keep it off the right side. Spun down at midfield, right at the 50.
This is the first time that, like I said, you've seen Carterville come out and 4 wide receivers set this drive since the mishap on the punt and getting the first down. They're playing with a sense of urgency here. This is a big 4th down.
4th and 4. Of course, Carterville has to go for it. From the 49 of Anna-Jonesboro, Bryce Anderson checks out. Bailey Hicks checks in. Down near the sideline, that is Mason Huntsberger, spread far to the left. Petska's looking to throw, throws it to Huntsberger, goes up with one hand, can't catch it. Incomplete. Anna-Jonesboro is going to have the ball in excellent field position. You can bet they're going to go into their running, what's not unlike their regular offense, but it's time. They're running down the clock.
And that's one of the things where the play clock actually becomes a weapon for the offense because the quarterback can stare right at it and knows exactly when to snap the ball. They're going to keep the ball on the ground in between the tackles. They're basically going to wear on you and say, stop us, or we're going to put it in and end the game.
And really the only thing Carterville is going to have to try and do is force a turnover.
Yep.
Hit them hard, hope you knock it free,
Yep.
and that you can get it back. Because they're not going to throw the ball. It's not going to go in the air. Everybody in tight. Morrison in motion. It's the give to Crisp. Fights his way out to about the 40-yard line of Carterville. It's going to be marked at the 41. Second down and 1.
And this is where that experienced veteran offensive line comes into play. These guys are just going to turn into road graders. And they're gonna get what they need to get each play and each down.
Connor Gerald's the senior quarterback for the Wildcats. 8-7-6 on the play clock. It's the give to Chris. He just plows his way out across the 35-yard line to the 32 of the Lions. 4:50 remaining.
Eric Bybee's down.
We have timeout. Bybee at about the 27-yard line. We're going to take a break. We'll see what's going on. It's 28-14 Wildcats, the 14-point lead. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. $60, please. Eric Bybee was the injured Carterville Lion, but he's able to walk off the field under his own power. Mike Stroud gives him a tap on the shoulders. Updating some scores, Marion knocked off Mount Vernon tonight, 56-14. I saw one score. It was what? It was Massac. Going through my text messages here. Well, it's gone. Harrisburg leads Massac 33-7 after 3. Cardinals lead 2-1, bottom of the 5th, the last I had there. Anna-Jonesboro has the ball, 1st and 10 from the 32, 4:40 as the clock rolls. 14-point lead for the Wildcats. Geralds takes his time, 8-7-6 on the play clock. Morrison is in motion. Waits till 4. The ball's given to Chris. Chris covers up, runs it out to about the 31-yard line.
You know, this is just a stable at running backs. You know, Morrison's kind of dinged up a little bit there after the last defensive series, so they send him in motion as a decoy, and they give the ball to the fullback and then Crisp and let him kind of knock some yards out.
It's safe. 3:55 on the game clock. 2nd and 5 from the 27. 37-35, Heron leads now at Murfreesboro. 1:14 remaining in the 4th. Back and forth, that game is gone. Field goals. Sounds like 2. We got an injured Wildcat on the turf. Slow to get up. That is Crisp. I think he got hit low. A little bit slow getting up. 3rd and 2 now. Gain of 3 from the 24.
This is a must-have stop here. If you give them another set of downs, they're going to be able to take it down where
under a minute.
Yeah.
Homecoming night. It's always homecoming a little bit early this year. Geralds keeps it. He stopped. He's going to force it a 4th down. About a 4th and 1 maybe. But
well, it looks like they're going to measure. They gave him a favorable spot, I guess.
Didn't think it was that good.
No, okay, it's 4th and 1.
Now Carterville travels to Nashville next Friday night. Then I October 5th, they'll be on the road at Sparta. On the 12th, Pinckneyville comes back to Carterville, and then on the 19th, Carterville heads to Effingham to wrap up the season. After tonight, just 4 high school football games remaining in the season. How has that happened?
Yeah, it's amazing how fast the season flies.
AJ has enough for the first down on the keeper by quarterback Connor Geralds. But next Friday night, Carterville heads to Nashville. Nashville, tough. And actually, somewhere I have, it's right here, the rankings for the week came out. Nashville actually picked up some votes. Class 5A, Carbondale is 10th in the state. In 4A, Heron was 9th, Breeze Mater Dei 10th. Class 3A, DuQuoin is number 10. West Frankfort picked up a vote. And then in Class 2A, Nashville and El Dorado all picking up votes. Class 1A, Cesar-Valier picking up some votes. So it's hard to believe there's 4 weeks left in the season.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, the one team that kind of sticks out to me is West Frankfort, kind of the turnaround that they've had. You know, you rewind 3-4 years ago, and they were a doormat. You know, now looking at Coach Barry and the guys that he's got there, Ryan Patton, the former Redbird who played at SIU, is their defensive coordinator. And, I mean, those guys play really good, hard football.
I can tell you this. Carterville has to win out to even hope for a playoff spot.
They do. They do.
You have to get to 5 wins. So that's going to be a tough game at Nashville. They should win at Sparta.
Yep.
They should win at Pinckneyville. I would think they would be favored.
I would think so, yep.
But then going to Effingham, who's a 5A school,
yeah,
they have their it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you know, and you think back to a couple years ago when they played Salem in week 2. You know, it's a bigger school, and that, you know, a down bigger school is just as tough to deal with as an up, you know, smaller school. So
just from sheer numbers,
absolutely,
and size.
Yep.
And them's them big corn-fed boys up in Effingham.
Yeah, all they eat potatoes and corn. That's
yeah,
all
that's
they do.
that's the heartland right there.
Homegrown beef.
I think that's going to be it. As they go to V formation, 28-14. The final, Anna-Jonesboro is going to get the win here tonight. The final play. Geralds takes his time and takes a knee. 28-14. We're going to come back. It is going to be our Power Whip post-game show. We'll have to name our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. And we may talk with head coach Dennis Dress coming up. 28-14, post-game show is next on News Radio WJPF. Aye.
We'd like to thank both teams for a good game. Carterville's next home game will be on October 12th, senior night against Pinckneyville, 7 p.m.
Back at Carterville High School with Steve McKenzie. 28-14. Nashville. AJ gets the win over the Carterville Lions tonight. Joining me in the broadcast booth, Mr. Carl Lang, and that was a good ball game, but AJ had them covered tonight.
Absolutely. You know, when you see the way AJ come out in the second half, they were going to establish kind of what they had set the tone with at the end of the first half. You know, they come through, they started hitting inside, and then they would pop that counter, and Carterville didn't have an answer for it. By the time they figured it out and had the answer for it, they were down 2 scores. You know, and that anytime you get an offense that runs like that, it's very, very difficult. When you're down 2 scores, it's very difficult to come back on them.
And when you look at the drives that AJ went on, and we talked about it in the first half, but the second half, they had a drive of 4, a drive of 9, a drive of 9, a drive of 9. They just kept pounding the ball, and it just eats up the clock. And it really, if you can't force the turnover, you can't get in and put some pops on the running backs. You're at the mercy of the clock.
Yeah, you know, and that again, in a way, it's a defensive game plan that you want. You want the bend and don't break. The unfortunate thing is you know, sometimes you put the strain on the defense to force something to happen, and they don't. You know, and you end up with a 28-14 game.
It's a final in Murfreesboro. Heron gets by 37-35. They get the win tonight. Nashville just pounded Sparta 56-6. Carterville's on the road at Nashville next Friday night. Nashville's tough. They got a good ball team. I think they've only lost 1 game this season.
And it was to Anna last week.
And that was to Anna, exactly. Anna now 3-2, over 500, a game up. They lost the first 2 games of the season. They're 3-2 now. Carterville sees their record fall to 1-4. They must win out the remainder of the season if they have any hopes of even maybe getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, and the way you got to look at this from a coaching perspective is you can't put all the pressure on that game. You need to go in and talk to the kids and say, look, we got to focus on getting this week taken care of.
Yes,
we have
one
to go
game
in
at a time.
We have to go in and take care of Nashville because it all depends on that, you know. But at the same aspect, you can't get to 4 wins or 5 wins if you don't get to win number 2.
When you look at the scoring plays tonight, it was Carterville that got on the board first. That came at the 3:28 mark of the first. Colin Lazinski, a 56-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. Carterville led it 7-0 at the end of 1. But on that next, the first drive for AJ in the second quarter, it was a 1-yard touchdown run by Gerald's, a 14-play drive that started back at their own 20, an 80-yard drive. Gerald's the 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point makes it 7-7. Carterville comes right back. An 80-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Keaton Petska. The extra point was good, 14-7. That was at the 8:46 mark of the second quarter. Then back and forth on possessions. Carterville forces the fumble on AJ, but they couldn't capitalize. And then AJ gets the ball back, a 5-yard touchdown pass. The 2-point conversion was good, and at the half, AJ led 15-14. When they come back in the third, AJ, they score on a 31-yard touchdown run from Reed Morrison. The extra point was blocked, 21-14. That was with 7:46 left. And then it was the next possession for Anna-Jonesboro, the 1:26 mark of the third, a 10-yard touchdown pass, a 10-yard touchdown run from Crisp. The extra point was good, 28-14, and that is the final here tonight. Head coach Dennis Dress still talking to his Carterville Lions at about the 20-yard line. I'm sure he'll make his way up here. We have to choose our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game, and when we return, Carl and I will name that player of the game for Joe's Lawn Care. Coming up, it's the Polar Whip postgame show on News Radio WJPF.
Cardinals now up 3-1, bottom of the 6th. Of course, we'll join in progress.
All right.
Wong has 2 RBIs.
He's hot right now.
Yeah, he's a good ball player. Defensively, there's not a better second baseman.
I agree.
One more 60, hopefully before the
Okay. Brian Pound, we're back at Carterville High School. Brian, tell me the score again. 3-1. Bottom of the sixth, Cardinals at home. Final homestand of the season for the St. Louis Cardinals. Here it was 28-14. The final score, Anna-Jonesboro gets the win. And star of the game tonight, Carl, I don't know that there's any question about it. Seems to me it would have to be Mr. Reed Morrison of Anna-Jonesboro. I don't have his final stats for tonight. I'm sure Maury has it over in the other box, but there's no doubt. He's the heart and soul of that AJ offense.
Yeah, he's what made it click, and again, they would pound crisp up the middle, get you to bite on that, and as soon as they did, here he'd pop off a 20, 25, 30-yard run. I would say he probably averaged 7 or 8 yards a carry tonight.
And that's just on the offensive side.
Yeah.
He was a beast on the defensive side as well tonight, but it was all Anna-Jonesboro this evening. 28-14. Carterville had their opportunities, but AJ was able to put the game away and get the win tonight. River to River Conference win for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Owned and operated by Joe and Lindsay McCann at Carterville, Joe's Lawn Care. Proudly been serving Southern Illinois for over 20 years. They specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscape maintenance, tree trimming, snow removal, and they also do bush hogging, equipment repair, really, literally anything to do with your yard, anything outside. Joe's Lawn Care is the one to call. 618-534-8148. Reed Morrison, the running back and defensive back for the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats, are Joe's Lawn Care star of the game. Call 618-534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Harrisburg over Massac tonight, 40-29. Coach Dennis Drust has to have pictures taken.
Dave, I think a turning point in this game was definitely that 3-minute segment there where Carterville forced the fumble. Couldn't do anything with it.
I agree.
Anna takes the ball, go down the field. And they were helped by an amazing catch down the sideline.
Oh, it was.
And then they score, and then we jump off sides. And when we jump off sides and we allow them to get a 2-point conversion instead of kicking the extra point, it changed the momentum swing.
Absolutely.
And from that point on, we come out, give the ball up right up to start the second half.
And there weren't too terribly many penalties in the game, but it's the critical times that they occur.
Yep.
And that really has been a downfall of the Lions in this 4-game losing streak that they're on. They have critical penalties at critical times. Yep. And it really does set you back. Coach Dennis Drest is on his way up. We're going to go on and take our final break. The coach's interview is coming up next. 28-14. Anna-Jonesboro the win tonight over the Lions on News Radio WJPF. Hey, thanks for watching on YouTube tonight. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got a message from Steve Samuel and Dusty Brown saying they were watching.
What's up, boys? Miss hearing Steve Samuels yelling and screaming on the sideline of the Carterville. Yeah, I said it, Steve.
Yeah. In his Dolphins jersey. He wears
his Dolphins jersey
every game.
Carbonell got beat.
Wow. Cahokia beat them, huh? How bad?
Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie with Carl Lang. Carbondale suffers their first loss of the season, 28-7 at Cahokia tonight. Dave McKenzie and Carl, 28-14, the final score here. Coach Dennis Drust is chatting behind us. He'll be in here momentarily. We'll have a chance to talk to the coach about his Carterville Lions. It's all the games starting to come in as finals. As we said, Heron gets the win, 37-35 on the road at Heron. Marion, a big win at home tonight. That's where Scott Hudson is this evening. Coach Dennis Drust joins us on our post-game show. Coach, Anna-Jonesboro, they ran what was typical Anna-Jonesboro offense, just took control with the running game, and when you can do that and you're up a couple of touchdowns, you can run the clock.
Yeah, they controlled it. You know, first half we played very well offensively, and they made some great adjustments, but I think a bigger factor is the fact that, you know, that offensive line was a starting semifinal offensive line last year, and they were big and they were good, and they've been in this system as starters for 2 years now, and they wore us down. You know, our kids battled, and you know, they kind of made some adjustments at halftime that we didn't execute offensively very well, but, you know, we played pretty well both sides of the ball for most of the night.
What did you see on what was your left side, off their defensive right side, that allowed Petska to get outside like that? Was that strictly instinct, or did you see something?
No, we just ran a lot of option, but, you know, the player of the week, number 28, was on the our offensive right, and he's a pretty good player, and, you know, most of the time we were just trying to run away from him, and we thought we had better matchups to the left, and, you know, it worked out well the first half, and we tried to run at him a little bit the second half, and he made some big plays and at crucial times. So 28, you know, he's a pretty good player for them, but that was most of it. You know, we played the whole second half without our starting right guard and right tackle. So, you know, we're kind of banged up front and trying to fit in the pieces and get kids better. So, but we made strides tonight. You know, we talked last week that you asked if we were in a must-win situation. I said no, we must respond, and I felt we responded tonight. And I told the kids that, but now we are in that must-win. It's you know, it's 5, you're not going to get into playoffs, and that's always a goal of us, you know, and so it's important that we prepare this week and go to Nashville and get that win and get on a little winning streak.
You know, Coach Dave and I talked about here after the game, the turning point in the game that we felt was right there about 3 minutes before half when we force the fumble, we don't execute with it, and we give them the ball back, and the kid makes the big catch down the sideline. You know,
I agree. You know, that was you know, we should have gone in the first half with a lead, and we go down behind by a point. But, you know, we gave them some yards in that last drive, and, you know, we had a missed assignment on the pass, and those are.
But it was a heck of a catch,
yeah,
too.
Oh, yeah, it was a one-handed grab. I was looking right down the field, and but, you know, we kind of lost our composure, and you know, discipline's been an issue most of the year, and, you know, we gave them some yardage in there, and you know, we talked last week at DuQuoin. Good teams take advantage of that. You know, they're a good team. They're on a roll right now, and you know, they've got things going. Their quarterback and fullback are new, but they're progressing. And you know, it's tough to defend, especially with that offensive line they have that is big and strong and physical as they are.
Coach, next week you hit the road. You go to Nashville. Nashville gets a 56-6 win tonight. It doesn't get any easier when you have to travel up Highway 127.
You know, that's the tough part about it is the travel. We got 3 out of our last 4 on the road, and we just talked to the kids. That's a tough journey, and we've just got to overcome it. You know, we've got to put the first 5 out of the way and focus on the next 4. And we told them, you know, you got to believe that you can win out. And we've been in that situation before, and we've won out. So It's a matter of us coming out and we're getting in there. But, you know, the toughest part about next week is going to be the travel, and you know, Nashville's pretty good offensively, and they're big as well. But, you know, it's a team that AJ handled pretty well last week. So, you know, hopefully our kids can get confidence from that, and we can go up there and play well early, especially like we did tonight, and get some momentum and get a big win for us there.
28-14 the final here. Anna-Jonesboro gets the win over the Carterville Lions on homecoming night. And, Coach, I guess we'll talk to you next Friday night.
Sounds good. We'll see you there. Coach
Dennis Dress joining us on our post-game show. And AJ gets the conference win over the Lions tonight, 28-14. What's your final thoughts on the game?
You know, I think Coach Dress had, a really good point there. They responded. They came out and they responded to what happened last week. They played hard. They played a good football team, a team that is on a roll. Anna's figured it out. It took them 2 weeks, but Anna's figured it out. They've got their offense clicking. They've got some athletes on the defensive side of the ball. They play a lot of the bend, don't break style of defense as well. Give them credit. They took away almost everything that Carterville wanted to do inside. And so Carterville made the adjustments, and they ran the ball outside. I think, winning out is definitely a feasible accomplishment, and I think they can do it. They can't go out and have another, lay another egg like they did last week. But they definitely got some opportunity here, seeing stuff and seeing the way that they played tonight. It's definitely encouraging. It's definitely something that they can build off of. It's just a matter of going out and executing now and taking care of the business to get them to the 5 wins and get them in.
6:45 will be the pregame show here on News Radio WJPF from Nashville. The week after that will be Sparta, then back home for the final home game of the 2018 season. It'll be senior night. That's on October 12th. And then Carterville wraps up the season the 19th on the road at Effingham. 3 of the next 4 on the road. They must win all 4 games to get into the playoffs. 28-14 the final here. Carl Lang, thank you very much, brother.
Hey, not a problem.
You did great.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Scott should be back next week. Carl did an admirable job. Brian R. Powell, producer, engineer, back at the studio. Thank you for your fine work again. As always, 28-14. We'll talk to you next Friday night from Washington County at Nashville Community High School here on News Radio WJPF. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, brother. All right, man.